Dude, so our neighborhood, Joey, is fucking lit these days.
There was something that appeared to be going on across the street when I got here.
Yes.
Someone looked like they were being consoled on a stoop, and there were a lot of other people standing around.
Yes. So let me tell you what happened.
This was today.
Yes. And this is the second time that a similar circumstance has happened this year.
Oh, when the snowplow went into
When the snowplow hit my fence.
That makes sense.
It does make sense.
It's a snow.
Something seems out of place a couple houses down.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it was snowing in this big truck in a small alleyway, and you're in the corner. So
Yes.
Oh, the fence saga of
Yeah.
of 2020.
I mean, they should have missed you, but it was understandable.
Yes.
This
Different. So, there's some discrepancies as to exactly what happened. Do you need a pillow? Let me know. Okay.
I just need to
Because
adjust a lot as usual.
Yeah, you know, I don't like the way I say it. You know, Laura,
the
recently, I'm
donuts,
going to
the
circle
donut
back to that.
cushions.
Laura has been taking issue with a lot of things I say recently. Because I don't pronounce them quite right, but it's just the way I've always pronounced it.
After fucking 20 years, now she has a problem.
Yeah, and
Anthropomorphic.
so people always give me a hard time about bagel and
Sword.
and no, a sword I go out of my way for
A theater?
because Wu-Tang is forever. But bagel and Pello and
Hello with an E.
yeah, and but there's a few others, and I don't want to do it because I don't want to make a thing of it because then people will always think about it and point it out. But it's funny that you say that because she's been on my ass, so to speak, recently. Anyway, back to the neighborhood. Car, yes. So I'm sitting there in my family room, and I hear this loud crash. Stock was a crash, and
Fucking Ewoks. God damn it.
anyway, so I hear this loud crash, and I'm like, huh. That didn't sound good. And I said it out loud. Selena went into my office and like looked out the window and she was like, you should probably go take a look at this. And I was like, what is it? And she was like, I'm pretty sure a car just ran into a tree.
Oh no.
And I was like, okay. So I went outside and sure enough, it was an accurate assessment of the situation. A pickup truck had French kissed this tree. And the tree pushed back and the tree won. But I went up to the car and to see if anybody was in it. Nobody was in it.
It was a Tesla?
No, it's a full size American pickup truck. I don't remember.
Ford F-150?
Maybe.
So I didn't look.
I think it's a Dodge actually.
Nobody was in it. So I was
It
like,
rammed right into the tree.
So I figured they ran,
Oh.
that was my first guess. Like somebody's drunk, hit, run, and then would deal with
It's 1 o'clock.
well, that could have been me last week.
That's true.
Dude, I was
me too last Wednesday.
Let me tell you something. I was still drunk during the pod last week.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I was
We
like,
were both fucked up. Pinkerton was an adult.
yeah, I was like, yeah, you're coming home from surgery.
I
and
literally,
fucking
I was like, I was a sailor, and I didn't know, and I didn't have any sales. My sales were gone.
Yeah, I was fucked up. I came home and crashed around 1, and I woke back up at 3, and I was still fucked up.
Yep.
So anyway,
we're both laying on the couch before the show.
oh yeah, we were. So anyway, I went out there to check. Nobody was in it. So that was my initial deduction. But then I looked in the back seat, and I saw a hat with a company that I know my neighbor works for.
You didn't recognize the vehicle, or you just not pay attention to?
So it's not his car. It's it's like in-laws.
I was gonna say you need to sit on the porch more, bro.
Yeah. They're like in-laws. But I noticed immediately the hat because my neighbor works with a company associated with my mopping company, but a different division. And so it stood out to me like a red flag as soon as I saw it. And so I was like, shit. So I went over and then I noticed when I came out, there was this little girl that was like weeping and hyperventilating on the steps.
Was she driving?
So I when I walked past her, I said, "You okay?" And then she was like, and I was like, okay. And kept it pushing. When I came back, she was inside. Then people started coming outside, and they said that was it. And I don't know if I think grandma was trying to get the kid out the car, bags out the car, a whole bunch of shit out the car, and stepped on the wrong pedal. And
Women.
Could have been a lot.
Women drivers, am I right?
It could have been a lot worse.
Oh, dude. So what's funny is it missed the parked car that was 1 foot to the right of it. Missed other kids that were just outside. Like it could have been
because it's spring break here, right?
Yeah, 100%. It could have been a disaster. But as fate would have it. So like I walked up and I was just, everybody good. And then I came on back and
Yeah, Bobby, you're a hero.
well,
That's heroic.
I try to do my part.
Yeah.
I try as a
And a
community
hero comes along.
Bobby Hero face.
community member, as a good community member, upstanding citizen.
So I put it in the group chat, but I was leaving my work
Yes.
and I get into the car and I look up and there's a huge column of smoke right in the way that I take to get here. So I pulled up and just pulled over, got out and looked. Apartment building, roof completely on fire.
Today,
my
something's
goodness.
weird in the water today.
And I was like, huh. So I
So-
took a couple pictures and
Thanks for saying that once I'm back on solid ground, my friend.
yeah. So anyway, the other thing I was going to bring to you guys' attention before we get started, are you familiar with the band Sleep Token?
Yep.
Okay.
And I know you were a big fan.
Yes. So it was actually Tyler the Collector that put me onto it. And
What up, Tyler?
And I think put me onto it at the same time. I think he exposed us to it at the same time.
Yeah.
In a chat.
I think Cody might have told.
is
been
this
involved in
the
that too.
English alternative metal band formed in London in 2016?
That'd be the one.
Cool.
Wait, we need somebody doing that full time. Literally.
Yeah, we
Like,
do.
Anything
We do.
bring up your.
We do.
And it just ended up being on the mic.
Yeah, that's true.
No, they only talk when we ask them. We
But
like,
They'll slowly migrate towards the mic and then they'll be on the mic.
Black Phillip.
Yeah.
Black Phillip was
Me
the
too.
only.
Me too. I wasn't supposed to be on the mic.
That is true.
I was hanging out on the couch.
That is true. So anyway,
You just got it.
I got it from the beginning, but I had another comment. That I was
slow learner, maybe.
But Black Phillip was doing that for the longest time, but then he just stopped coming around. I think I can't remember exactly what he fell out.
He went on some adventures. He went to Thailand and
that's
some
right.
shit.
That's right. For some
Which
independent.
now I have a completely different.
and I think he was going to get arrested out there or something. Like
Yeah, there was
and then
some
some
something
scam
like,
or some
but
shit.
No. I'm talking about folding table back there. We can run a cable.
Yeah, if anybody's local and they want to do it,
The fucking cuck chair?
yeah,
The cuck chair over
put
there?
put a cuck chair back there. Just let me know.
Yeah, if you want to cuck Nerd Rage, we're
Oh, dude.
Nerd Rage cuck application.
And if we can talk to you like we're actually cooking you, like I'll throw in something extra a year.
Hey, coffee cream. I didn't
Yeah.
get my creamer today.
Oh, you could have. You could have.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I love that. Yeah, look that shit up, man.
I have to get
look
that.
that shit all the way up. So anyway, they have a song. I just happened to be looking at my new music alerts on Friday, last Friday, which was like the 13th or some shit, or 12th. And anyway, I was like, yeah, I like this band, so I'm gonna check them out. I'm gonna check out. They got a new single. I'm gonna check it out. I can't stop fucking listening to this record. I can't stop fucking listening to it.
Sleep Token record?
Yeah, it's called Emergence is the name of the record. So I was like, man, like, am I in a bad place? And I might be, but am I in a bad place or is this shit slapping? So then I looked. So I looked around and it beat out Selena Gomez and Miley Cyrus for the #1 record. This fucking metal
the
band.
album. Play a bit.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it real quick.
Yeah, stop it real quick.
That motherfucker is out for blood.
Yeah, that's not at all. I mean, I've listened to their stuff before. I don't remember it being so much industrial, I'll say.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy.
Yeah.
It's well produced too.
Yeah.
By the way, these headphones are really good.
Yes, they are. We don't ever in it.
We don't ever listen to music on these for the most part, right?
Yeah,
So, good call on those.
it's a tough fucking record, man. So anyway, I was just happy to see that, like, not that I think anything poor of Selena Gomez. I'm not really that familiar with her music, honestly. But like Miley Cyrus, I like Miley Cyrus records. But I was just happy to see something.
And I appreciate you going back and making sure everyone knew you had no ill intent against those two young ladies.
Well, because of what I'm getting.
in my heart of hearts, I was like, this motherfucker is being anti-woman. Right?
No, because of what I'm getting ready to say. It was it was just nice.
Hey, 27 reasons.
It was just nice to hear a song with some minerals at the top of the charts.
Right.
Like it's
But no rare earth minerals.
no.
That's because we just recently
Watch Snatch. Yeah, that's really stuck in my head.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think that's all I got for an opener. So let's go in reverse. Pinkerton, you were not here first. Farrell was here first. How was your nerd weeks?
Yeah, with an S.
Yeah.
So I watched quite a bit of things. I guess first I watched all 3 seasons of White Lotus.
Can I borrow your blender, brother?
Yeah, I don't clean mine.
Is that the
though.
only thing you're going to
Hey,
borrow?
brother.
So like season 1 was awesome,
Season 1's awesome.
right? I liked season 2.
Season 2's good.
Season 3,
It's fine.
the ending was terrible.
Okay, same thing.
I agree.
I didn't say terrible, but I found it comparatively. If that had been the first season, whatever, it would have been fine. But they've set the bar so high,
Well,
like
not,
the way
not
they've
even
ended
that,
these.
because like season 3, like I really like Walton Goggins as an actor, and his character was intriguing, right? Like he has that weird like Kill Bill style character arc, and then you finally get to the payoff, and it's 3 fucking seconds long
Damn.
on his character.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I my other issue, and you and I talked about this a bit, but like I kind of felt like you a bit, Joey. But I had to keep reminding myself I can't not hate, but I can't be disappointed in this for what it's not. I can only be disappointed in this for what it is. But a lot of the characters that I wanted to get a certain comeuppance did not get comeuppance, and characters that I didn't want to get comeuppance got comeuppance. And as a result, it left me very satisfied. There's an argument
You were saying something like that similar towards me last time we were talking.
Yeah.
there's an argument that's like, well, that's life, isn't it? And that's fair. But as a consumer of it, I was just like, man, like I wish it had not gone that way.
And so like, and I'm trying not to like overanalyze like what the writer's point was, because sometimes the story is just the story and there doesn't have to be some
Grander
grander
statement.
but I feel like because we now have 3 seasons of it and they're a similar point, that now it's hard to ignore. So like, is it just that rich people fuck up people's lives around them?
Yeah.
Right? Are we just villainizing the upper class or whatever? Or is
Yeah.
it just people that get too close to the orbit of people that are in another class get caught up in it, and then it's like their downfall because they tried to get too close to it?
Yeah.
So it's like there's a couple of different ways that you could interpret that stuff, but it felt a little bit because we've had 3 seasons and that they didn't make it more obvious, where I'm kind of like, why are we telling the same kind of story over and over again?
Yeah, that's fair too. But to be also,
it social commentary?
I think
I mean, if
there's
it
a question.
is,
There's a
they're
question
not-
to raise.
of course
But
it
these resorts are always like high class resorts. So like it'd be weird if I showed up. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
like yeah, I'm here for the mopper's room. Like what floor is that?
But I mean, there's ways they could tell a story where a normal person.
Well, I guess the
won a
security guard,
contest.
like the security guard, is kind of a hero of that. He's one of the heroes of that season.
Yeah.
In which season are you referring
Three.
to? 3.
Like the I guess Taiwanese is
Yeah.
yeah, he's one of the heroes of that.
Yeah, but it's also it could be.
And he kind of has a happy ending, right? If memory serves, he kind of steps up to the plate. Piper, no.
I wouldn't say
No.
he had a happy ending, because he ends up
He gets the girl.
no he ends up. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Spoilers. He ends up shooting both of them in the back
Yeah.
as they're running away, and he like, if I watched it correctly, he struggled with the idea.
Yeah, she had to yell at him like 3 times to do it.
Yeah, but so like he was thinking.
Oh, so he
about
kind of
quitting.
gave in too.
He was
at
thinking about
the-
quitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
instead-
That's
so
fair.
It
That's fair.
was against his moral.
You're right. It's coming back to me now.
His where he thought it was going to go, because
Yeah.
he was doing it to impress the girl, and then now he gets a gun and he's kind of like, obviously I can't be trusted with this thing. I let it get stolen. I left it out. Maybe I'm not suited for this. Then he gets to the point where now he has to use it. and then he murders two people running away. Now the one did just murder his boss, like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, shooting the girl I thought was a little extra.
Yeah, but so now what I assume the next 15 minutes of screen time for that character that won't ever be shown would be him dealing with that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
unpacking that.
I had misremembered it.
And now he's a killer, and now he's one of the bodyguards. So he ultimately got what he wanted in the beginning. He just didn't.
He didn't
That's
get-
a, that's
we
a,
didn't
but it's not what he wanted.
That's a story,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
girl.
yeah.
He wanted the girl, and he knew if he had that job, he could get the
He
girl.
thought if he got that job, he'd get the girl.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah.
One can be without the other.
And it's the other side of that too, where he also, if somebody didn't get a drop on him, if he was the cowboy, he'd be better, he'd be tougher, he'd be stronger, but he just feels more empty and hollow. And yeah,
I mean, that could be a whole
And
spinoff series.
And there's a lot of those characters in the 3 seasons where I was saying like it's people that are too close of an orbit and they want to be in that orbit, so they're willing to do things, and you watch people sacrifice things. And the hotel manager from season 1, like, it costs him his sobriety.
Mm-hmm.
And, and everything else.
an asshole, if memory serves.
Yeah.
Well, and I think he got an asshole.
Oh, okay. All right.
Got another notch.
That was the most HBO of all things.
Yeah.
That
But then,
character.
like, season 2, the girl that's the assistant, like, she goes through hell. Just, I got to have this job. And it's like, at what point are you just selling your soul for the money?
Yeah. Yep.
Right? Like, she's sitting in a hotel room in, what was it? France?
No, they were in Italy.
Italy.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, it's the interesting thing that why I enjoy HBO stuff so much is because I think it is very well written.
Yeah.
Even if I don't agree with what they're trying to say, that there are multiple layers most of the time.
And a lot of it's super character driven.
Yeah. So speaking of HBO,
Yeah, I definitely can't watch. Sounds like a show I can't watch.
I think you could do the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
The third season. That third season made me feel away. But it is like. But I had to keep telling myself. I was like, but you know what? Like, it doesn't always end the way you want it to.
but I'm telling you that fucking character arc was so cool. Like Walton Goggins' character, like he's there to revenge his father. Right. And you're like, he's mysterious. And how does he have money? We don't know. Like, he's with this, like, kind of bucktooth, but good looking British girl. Like,
Sounds about right.
It's actually aptly put.
yeah. But like,
And there's something about the teeth. You're like, man, I don't know if that disgusts me
or I'm like,
turns
I'm
me
turning
on.
me on. Yeah. And, but like, so he's
Sometimes quirks, man. Quirks.
Yeah.
Quirks makes
It's
for
the
you.
scar. Yeah. Like who wants something perfect?
but he's a really cool character. And then you get all the way to the payoff, and then it's just like over.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of the cooler payoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So I won't spoil that one
But
in case you watch.
Doesn't sound like something I would put myself.
It's a murder
through.
mystery.
I'm not saying it's
That's true.
I'm not saying it's not good. It's probably objectively good, but it's just gonna make me feel it because I'm already predisposed to be biased towards the upper class. Whatever it is
that-
about me, I know that I am
That
way
would not
upper,
make you feel better.
upper middle.
That show would not make you feel better.
It is what I'm
about
saying.
upper
Like I'm already, I know that I'm very well to do in life, but like for some reason I've always been
and
against
season
the top
one.
0.1 percenters.
Season one was
I'm against them all.
the honeymoon couple.
Bottom, top. Fucking just stay the fuck out of my way and get out of the fast lane. I don't give a fuck what fucking class you're in. Just move over if you're going too slow.
The season one was the honeymoon couple, right? And the rich dude that like his mom showed up. Yeah.
It's been so long.
He was being such a dick to the hotel manager for no reason. That
Yeah.
you would hate that.
Yeah, I don't. I would not. Not that. Like I said, I'm sure these are objectively good things, but I don't.
Sometimes
no reason for me to put myself through something I know it would.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think I've ever recommended it to you.
No.
I do enjoy every now and then a delightfully despicable character.
Yeah, I mean,
Like where I'm like, oh, what a piece of shit. Ralphie in Sopranos.
yeah,
Fucking what a piece of shit.
yeah. But Ralphie got what he fucking deserved.
Yeah, that's true too. But even for the journey, I was wrong for the journey.
I same here, but
Yeah.
like, it's what made it okay in the end. And this guy did not get what he deserved.
No, not at all. In Sopranos, Ralphie took this stripper's. I forget. She said something. She insulted him somehow. I forget what she said. She said something. She said something
it was in the
disrespectful.
club.
She said something disrespectful, and he took her head and slammed it against this guardrail and killed her. And then they're like, oh shit, well, there's a body now outside the strip club that the fucking mob owns, so they got to sort that out. So like they go out there and they like, hey, Tony, a girl fell out there, so he goes out there and she's like bludgeoned, and he looks over at Ralphie and he's like, she fell? And he goes, that's my story.
He's such a dickhead. But Ralphie got.
Yeah. I think Tony snuffed him then. And then he was like, "What are you doing? She's a whore."
Yeah, she's a whore.
but he was like, and even like there is for me, there is an apex where you can go over to the other side, and then you're not delightful anymore to me. Like there's a despicable character that's just like despicable. Ramsey from Game of Thrones, like that motherfucker is probably the character that I have hated the most in fictional history. Where I was like, I want the real actor to die.
Right. Yeah, you read the script, you took the part. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So I rewatched Last of Us season 1.
Oh, to prepare.
So I watched it in one sitting.
Do you ever play the games?
No.
Okay.
No, I wanted to, but so I got back from my trip on like Saturday afternoon, and I was definitely drinking way too much during that entire trip. So like I woke up Sunday morning and I was like, what can I do that costs me no money and doesn't involve alcohol? And then of course, like I see that the season 2 premiere of Last of Us is coming on. So I was like, oh, I'll just watch fucking 10 episodes of the first season and then go right into the season 2 episode 1. So that was good. Have we all seen it?
I haven't yet. I have not seen it.
I haven't yet. It's on my. I'm watching so much stuff right now. Like I'm
surprising.
Yeah. So like it's funny because at work I always talk about how much I hate the television, and then, like they've been giving me some shit about a reason. They're like, it's hard to tell, because I'm watching fucking White Lotus, Gemstones, Daredevil, and now Last of Us, and then this other show, The Pit. That I've started like I'm watching
a bunch of documentaries about plane crashes,
and then documentaries about plane, but movies are different. But
documentaries.
I'm going to watch that this weekend, so
I can't wait for you
next to talk about it.
So good.
Okay, well, don't be spoilery.
It crashes.
What crash?
Or are you watching Last of Us?
Oh, Last of Us.
What were you
talking
talking
about? Plane crashes.
Plane crashes. I got excited there for a second.
We just were talking like.
No. Last of Us.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it too.
I'm going to watch it. I'll watch it before next.
I will too.
So
I'll be caught up for next year.
I'll speak vaguely. I don't understand why we have to keep infusing certain things from our society into shows.
Yeah, well, I feel that way all the time.
I don't know if it's that. Okay, I don't know if it's that, or I don't know why we keep infusing from our society into games because it's based on the game.
I'm not sure this part is.
Okay, because it's pretty. I did not watch the show.
It's a Zim zombie. ZZZ.
What are your zombie pronouns, ZZ?
I'm kidding.
But I played the first game multiple times. I loved it. I refused to play the second game because I knew enough of the premise to know that I don't want anything to do with that. And I know the season 2 of the show is based on the second game, so I'm not going to about that.
I haven't played the second game.
Never played the first game, right?
Didn't play the first game either.
Yeah.
But
if you are going to play them, probably suggest playing the first one first.
It's planned.
And
Bobby actually played the first game.
Well, I did. I liked it. You was obsessed with it? Kanye West. He's
obsessed with a lot of things.
Yeah, but
Did you see that thing I sent in the group chat?
Yes, that was amazing.
I think if the internet is true, I will have a Kanye related item in my nerd week next week.
Oh wow! So like,
just real quick, I wanted to say I played, I don't know, probably 10 hours in that game and got stuck and just moved on, probably back to Cyberpunk, honestly. But
I don't know how you got stuck in that game.
I had to play it on easy,
which is fine.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyways, it got to the point where I was just like, this is more frustrating than fun. So
I think it's the only game I ever played on easy.
And
what a story!
From what I saw of that, it was like, wow, they did a great job interpreting that.
And this wasn't a big storyline.
Okay,
and it was just like a
little blip.
I mean, it was like a small fact that was touched on multiple times.
Were two settlements in a trade dispute, and one of them started charging 140% more, and the other one said, "I'm going to do the same thing."
I think that's called reciprocal tariffs.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I think that's episode 2.
Okay.
I'm sure they will have watched it by next week, and we can talk about it.
That'd be impressive if they filmed that like fucking 10 months ago. They predicted reciprocal tariffs.
Bobby, Curb is over, right?
Yes.
It's too bad because a Curbed episode about tariffs.
Oh my God. It would have been great. I love when he was wearing the MAGA hat just to keep people away from him.
Yeah.
Like he was like
In the restaurant.
Like then like no one would bother him or like ask for his
there's
autograph
two
or
at
talk
the
to him about
sushi bar right
Seinfeld
there.
or any of that shit.
But I digress.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't want to spoil anything. I thought season 2, episode 1 was great.
Okay.
Oh, good.
But it's just like this one little thing.
Well, when I watch it, I'll make sure to.
So I kind of had some stuff, and obviously this is different because mine's not an apocalyptic thing that's like not in the real world. You know what I mean? But in the pit, which I'm quite enjoying, there's like these little things they keep doing that just like, I don't know if I'm annoyed by the thing or if I'm annoyed that the thing takes me out of it. And then I'm like, oh, of course this is.
Yeah,
Of course.
I think that's similar.
Yeah.
My
Like I'll give you an example. Like
I haven't watched Pit yet.
okay, but this is not a plot thing.
Okay.
So it's a story structure thing you're not fond of?
No.
That's what you're talking about?
This is just a moment. A blip.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
There's one of the people that comes into the ER has a cut on her hand, I believe, and
Skin eating bacteria. No, that's house. Sorry.
so I'm watching it,
Lupus.
and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a trans woman, a male to female.
Okay.
And I actually thought to myself, it's kind of cool that it's just there,
And they're not pointing it out.
that they're not pointing it out. This is just a patient
Oh,
that
that's
came in, got their treatment, and then like on their way out the fucking door, the one nurse has to stop and be like, "Excuse me, they misgendered you in here, but don't worry, I'll fix that."
Too much.
It's just
Yeah,
like,
that's
like
too
you
much.
don't
It's way
have
too
to do that.
You don't.
Right.
That's
I'm not sure if they do
And I would imagine, I'm not speaking for anybody, if I would imagine people in that category would have been, you'd probably have the exact same opinion that you do. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Like,
know,
not
but it's
not
like,
all.
Cass, okay, some.
No, because they're I don't know what their name is, but they've made their entire online persona to be offended.
Oh, okay.
It's
probably
one
those
that goes to lunch or dinner all the time and complains.
Baits people into things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, sure, there's outliers,
Right.
but just,
yeah.
The average person.
Yeah, I remember. It reminds me of a situation I was at Wegmans.
Of course.
Yeah, with me and like
Getting crackers.
my bitch bad and bougie.
getting some wheat then, some sturdy, strong, dependable crackers like myself, and and we're in the line, and there's a obvious trans person that's scanning our items. And this is when my daughter felt a lot of this social pressure of like choosing a thing off a menu, as I describe it. And and like so she, and of course this girl that was doing the scanning had all sorts of tchotchkes and flair on their apron or whatever to like
Celebrating.
to
How
celebrate.
many pieces of flair do they need?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how many they needed, but I know it was probably less than what they had.
It's 13, by the way.
So
13 is the minimum.
my daughter went, "Hey, good for you," and like raised her fist, like, you know, like I'm in solidarity with you being trans and having
she
all your
black too?
having all your buttons. No. But so like then we like bend the corner. We're walking down, and I was like, "What do you think that person wants?" And she was like, "To be treated like everybody else." Mm-hmm. And I was like, "You putting your fist up in fucking solidarity with everybody else you fucking see?"
Yep.
And I was like, "Or are you making her different?"
Yep.
And then she was like, "Fuck,"
Yep.
you know.
Well, so that's the power that like media can have, and media being like movies and shows and stuff like that, is if they just depicted normal people living their life without pointing it out, it would just be part of normal life.
Correct.
1,000-pound sisters. If it was just called Sisters, I don't know if people would have watched it.
I always
Right?
say like when I like growing up in the 80s, and I hate to feel like a dinosaur. You know, I do, because I feel like whenever you start this way, you're like, we didn't need a fast forward button, you know. But like everything was just a part of it, right? Like Quick Kick was always there, and Bruce Lee was there, and Mike Tyson was there, and Eddie Murphy was there, and Lando Calrissian was there, and Lamar in Revenge of the Nerds was there. They were just there. Like, you didn't have to make a big fucking deal about it. It was just like, this world is filled with different types of people getting along.
Here's some of them.
Here's some of them, you know? And I think that we had an advantage that way, in the sense of like, it kind of, in a lot of ways, I think mimicked reality a bit more. And then now everything is so like, don't worry, ma'am. Don't worry. I fixed your gender, because of course they fucked it up when they came in here and somebody maliciously put male instead of female. When, let me tell you something, I was pretty sure it was trans. Wasn't 100%. I'd have fucked it.
I mean, you like Bailey J, so it's fine.
Yeah.
The
Well,
true
let me tell you something.
acceptance-
She's no Bailey J.
The true acceptance. Will Bobby, fuck you.
I mostly agree with that, but I definitely experienced much more overt racism personally in the early 90s, and have been lessened through time. So
I
right
think-
now, when I experience it, it takes me out of it.
So I think Asians always catch it. Like, I think
mean, just in general,
Asians
like-
are like the number one race joke catching people on the planet.
Because we're so adjacent.
Well, no, it's because you know why it is?
It's because you're everywhere.
It's because you don't make a stink about it. That's why. Because you don't have like.
But
Asian-
Joey doesn't make a stink about
No,
it.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about generally speaking. Like anybody, like, dude, people go fucking crazy with that shit. Like any comedian, there's almost, I don't know if I can name a comedian that doesn't do an Asian bit.
Well, that didn't do an Asian bit. I don't know how many have the balls to do it in 2025.
All of them.
I think they're still doing it.
Really?
Even the Asians do Asian bits.
Oh, yeah, for
Well,
sure.
yeah.
Some
You know,
Asians
like-
only do Asian bits.
Yeah, like for some reason, like,
Uncle Roger,
and it's
right?
because the Asian. I feel like I mean, first of all, like, you know, I hate when we kind of like generalize people like this, because I think it's actually counterintuitive to what reality.
Shut
really
up, white
is.
boy.
Exactly, but like but like,
progressive face.
well, no, it's just like I hate when we say like white people are like this, Asian people are like this, but it's like, no, well, there's like fucking like there's Greeks and Italians and Irish and English and French and hillbilly and redneck and yuppie and fucking, you know, like there's all different types of cultures within
There's
white
also,
people.
Then there's all sorts of Chinese, right? I mean,
there's
there
also
is.
the
What kind of
Japanese
Chinese are you?
Mongolian.
Yes, but
Chinese.
even aside from like even broader, right? Like Taiwanese and Vietnamese and Korean, but everything's just
Indonesian.
Chinese, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, so like
South of Texas is all Mexico.
right, exactly. That's exactly it. But anyway, I say that to say this is, I don't think the Asian population has just never really like been on the forefront of like, we're not going to stand for it anymore. You know, like I feel like the gays,
regardless,
the
because
The
gays-
last time they did that, we dropped nuclear bombs on them.
that's not how that happened.
I know.
They weren't like, we're not going to take it anymore. And they're like, oh yeah, that's what they tell their students.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's aside the point. I'm talking about just receiving actual racism. Like I receive
Personally.
personally receive. My parents have seen.
That's
them
what I'm
receive-
saying is I think Asians catch it. I think Asians are the worst at catching it throughout time. I think even in the 80s, like
But that's what I'm saying. You're saying don't point this out. Everyone just existed back then. That's not true. Maybe we didn't point it out in media. We experienced racism a lot more back then. You're saying like I
back
understand
when.
in the 90s at least.
Okay, so the only racist thing I've ever seen in my life was towards Asian people. Like I'm talking about, like
I mean,
I'm
I've
talking-
witnessed things against racism
Hold on. Let me
against
just-
black people.
Okay, it's not a competition. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
I'm trying to debate the point of time. Right?
Racism World Championship.
So mine was far later than that.
Pulaski,
recent.
Tennessee.
Recently, 2005. So I mean, not ancient history, but not the 90s, right? And it was people saying like, yes, this, right? It was like
Like in
that's,
her
that's a
armor, right?
quote.
Like in
That's
her
a quote from black people that were in a corner store that I was in. And it's the only time in my life that I've ever heard somebody directly call somebody else a racial term in malice. right? So like I think that Asians are the ones that have always caught it.
But I mean, that was not my point. My point was to say that you say I agree with you. We point it out too hard now in media, right? Specifically pointing things out, and they didn't back then, and it was fine. But
Are you saying it's better now?
No, I'm saying the media is bad. They shouldn't be pointing it out. But you saying it was better back then because it represented how things were fine back then. It's not true. It's opposite to me. To me, maybe they're not pointing it out back then, but I lived it was worse. Now we're pointing it out, but we're living much better. So it's like incongruent.
I don't know.
I wonder if it
I-
has anything to do with each other, or if it's just.
Because you were saying
I wonder how I would felt if Asian people weren't a part of the media I was taking in as a young person. Just there.
Were you talking about Jin from Rough Riders?
No. But you know, I battled Jin in real life. It's a true story.
I still need to hear that.
He smoked me. Smoked my boots. I'll get right back to it.
Hold on, focus.
I'm gonna get right back to it. I'm coffeeed up today, so I'm gonna get right back to it. But I said I was going at him. We were in this club, and I was
that here in Baltimore?
No, it was in New York.
Oh,
and I was
York-
going
New York
just bars, and then he said something. I forget what it was, but it pissed me off. So I came back and went tough guy shit, and then he came back after that and said, "What's it gonna be? Lines or nines? Put lipstick on your forehead and make up your mind." And I was like, and he won. He won for sure. But I think that I have to ask myself, had I not been exposed, that like Bruce Lee was as much a hero to me as a kid as Mike Tyson, who was as much of a hero to me as a kid as Han Solo. You know, and I don't think that was the case 20 years before that. Mm-hmm. You know, is my point. And I think that I think kids are smarter than we give them credit for. And when things are framed, you think not?
I mean, not all of them.
Well, yeah. But I speak generally, like, you know, like all that shit that we do to kids is like they're not smart enough to fucking figure out the bullshit. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, people forget when they were kids. We were kids. We figured out the bullshit.
Exactly. And I think that like when you do stuff that feels so like divisive, where like you're separating people. You're trying to include people, but you're doing it in a divisive way that actually separates people. Is what I'm getting at.
I agree with you with the media thing. I just didn't agree with you that it represented real life. I think both does not represent real life. The way it was back then didn't represent back then, and the way it is now doesn't represent now.
Okay, no, I agree with you there. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I was 5 then.
Yeah,
and then I grew up to just expect that while that wasn't a reality then.
That's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be. So I'm growing up thinking that that's the way it should be. That was how the world was framed for me.
We agree. 100% agree.
You know, and I think that when you frame it like, no, you have to acknowledge just how different everybody is. Different, but equal. Like, you know, when you beat that over the fucking head with something, then it's like, okay, well, no, wait, they're different. You're pointing out that they're different. It's important that they're different.
Yeah.
So,
but you haven't watched The Pit, though, right, Farrell? Okay,
it's on my list.
Well, now you have some exciting little tidbits.
I had 2 or 3 episodes downloaded on my phone to watch on the plane, and I ended up doing something else. I ended up being hammered.
I'm quite enjoying The Pit. I enjoy more being hammered too.
Well, I was very, very drunk. Like I started watching it, I was like, I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
So I find it interesting, Bobby, that you're into this show because it's a medical set drama that like there's a million of those on TV, but I guess HBO. It's on HBO.
Yeah. So and maybe
it's not television.
And I don't know why. Because I never liked. I didn't like House, and I haven't liked
Grey's Anatomy season 27.
Yeah,
it's still going on.
Yeah, I know.
So only thing I can kind of take solace in is. When I'm hearing from people is that they're like, this is the most accurate portrayal of an emergency room that's ever been caught on screen.
Even more so than ER?
Yes.
Wow.
General Hospital?
So
General Hospital, yes.
Do they show them doing 3
Scrubs?
hours of...
I enjoy the show.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying...
I really like that show.
I never liked Scrubs.
I watched it when I was in pharmacy school. And
that would probably make sense.
The only character that I really liked in Scrubs was the super depressed, bean counter character.
Oh.
So like he had this one scene where like he had his lunchbox out like on a counter and he opened it up and there was like a clown and a handgun in it. And they're like, why do you have a clown? He's like, oh, those are for my happy days. And she's like, why do you have a handgun? He's like, because I often have said.
But yeah, so maybe I take solace in the fact that maybe it's because it's so real, Chris. I don't know.
Yeah. It's still real to me, damn it.
Yeah.
So I went to a different state for a work convention. And it was as close to a con.
It is basically a con.
A con, but full of nerds.
Yeah.
Just not
A different type of nerd.
just a very different type of nerd. And like middle America, like if you're listening, fix your fucking food.
Could you reveal what state you were in? Because I think I remember. I'm not just start with an O.
No.
Okay, thank God.
It was west of Ohio.
Well, that's thanks.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Off states west of Ohio.
So yeah, so we get out there. I was drinking at BWI at 7:00 in the morning, which was great until I got the bill, $16 a beer.
Oh my
$16
God.
a beer. Jeez.
Yeah, I side note, just about bar tabs. I haven't been to a bar in a long time and drank at a bar.
Last week?
So until last week,
Okay.
and I was expecting. I pulled out the daddy card when my tab came up. You know how much my tab was? $38.
Oh, that's not bad.
Bottomless mimosas were bottomless indeed.
That's
See, I keep showing it without pants on.
There was a bagel with locks added onto that shit,
Oh, shit.
and a fucking yeah.
For $30?
Yep,
all three of them.
Yep,
Just
Jada, Styles, and Chic.
Great album.
Keep two of those.
Great albums. So like started drinking very early, like 7 a.m. Wednesday,
What time is your flight?
9. So I listened to the whole like show up 2 hours ahead
Well,
of time.
I was going to ask you your opinion as a frequent traveler, and I know you do travel, but not nearly as much as I do.
Yeah, no.
What do you think about that 2 hours shit?
So, as a general rule of thumb, it's stupid. Each airport should give you an idea of because they know how fucking busy they're going to be, right? Mm-hmm. They know how
should,
many
yes.
flights are going to be taking off. They know how many people. They know how many fucking security lines they got open. It's all fucking nonsense to me. So I got there. The Uber picked me up at like 6:20. I got there at like 6:45, 6:50. I was sitting at the bar at 7:01.
Did they open at 7? Or was it they already open?
They were already open.
So, that's dumb. Which terminal did you fly out of?
It was one of the Southwest ones.
Okay. Which bar did you choose? Because one of the breweries has a place in, I think, in A or B.
So
I don't know. I'm just curious. I'd like to always hear where people drink it.
I think it was A something, right? And it was like the last bar.
Okay.
Because we were taking.
It's a global podcast.
Yeah.
We'll just say it's in BWI.
That's the airport in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Clarification.
So like, it took 11 minutes, and my bag got picked for additional screening because I took my straight razor handle blade separate in my bag, and they had to open it up and look to make sure that it didn't have the fucking thin ass razor blade that I cut my face with it, but it wasn't deep enough because the fucking blade is flexible. So like, go through all that, still 11 minutes. But like, as I'm waiting for them to open my bag and look at this stuff, I'm standing there without my shoes on, right? Like my jeans are falling off because I don't have a fucking belt. And the girl's like, you can go wait over there. I'm like, I'm not going to go traipsing around BWI with my fucking socks on. And she's like, oh, so sorry. It must be an early morning for you. I'm like, So
I love being behind people like you in line.
I was just like, my
That's why I
thing
pay
is,
extra to go through another line.
it's well, then that pisses me off too, because it's like they don't take when there's nobody standing in the clear line. They don't say, "Hey, come on over here." There's nobody waiting. They're just like, "No."
So most of the time they do. Well, I take that back. So I have TSA pre-check.
Yep, same.
Oh, you get one.
I mean, like you should. If you travel a lot, you really should
It's
have it.
$50 for 8 years.
It's not gonna stop me from getting this joke off, but you should.
And
Hey,
it's
just to keep
and it's
my
not
pants-
$50 if you some credit cards if you sign
Some
for
credit,
it. It's
yeah,
free.
some of
Yeah,
your
I
American
got mine
Express
for
cards
free.
are, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, my boss travels more than I do, and he doesn't have it. I was like, "What, dude? It's $50
But you
for
don't.
8 years."
But it doesn't help. It doesn't really change anything because there was a long time when Krista had it and I don't. And we passed about the same time. There's been times where I'm faster than her.
I just don't want to have to tell you, dude. I have 2 computers, fucking 2 phones, a belt and shoes I don't want to take off.
Drug dealer.
I will say I did get I had to do the hands up thing that I got selected, and I really think it should be a slot machine noise and congratulations, you've been selected for additional screening.
So like 2 hours ridiculous, right? So get through. I'm drinking like IPAs at 7:00 in the morning. I hadn't eaten in 12 hours or something, and I have like 5.
You know they have food there at most of those bars for breakfast. They have
Ruin my buzz.
okay.
So I had like 5 beers in an hour and 10 minutes. So when I got on the plane,
And how much was your tab? I'm just curious if it matches. You said
$16.
16 each. Is that what you said? Wow.
16 each.
Wow.
Right, and which I didn't realize was going to be $16 each. I thought like, oh, maybe like $9 a pint or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like take a piss, get on the plane, sit down, immediately I'm like, I really have to piss again. And this is like a 2-hour flight, and I'm sitting in the middle seat.
Oh,
Right.
Bro.
So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna go to sleep.
Yep.
Woke up in 45 minutes to the flight attendant asking me if I'd like a drink, and I was like, nope, I would have rather stayed asleep. But thank you. Thank you. I
Boy,
really
I'll
have to
tell you
piss.
what.
So yeah, give me a Diet Coke.
You're the reason the airlines are the way they are.
So
nope. I would rather stay asleep.
so we land there, and my boss had driven out because he's a sadist. And he's like, hey, I'm going to pick you up from the airport. And we're like, okay, well, we can just Uber to the hotel. And he's like, no, I want to come pick you up. He just doesn't want me to put a $35 Uber on his credit card. So it takes him like 2 hours
Oh, fuck that. I would have taken the Uber.
to come pick us up. So we get back to the hotel. It's now like early afternoon, 3:30 or something like that. And he's like, we're going to have a company dinner tonight. And I was like, well, I haven't eaten all day. And now I'm hungover.
From this morning, from 6 hours ago.
And,
And sleeping on the plane, waking up with a hangover.
yeah. So he's like, oh, can you
That's
wait
dumb.
till 5:30? And I was like, motherfucker. Like, fine.
Find me some M&Ms or something.
So I'm just getting more and more upset. Right.
Getting hangry.
Blood sugar's plummeting. Right. The hotel bar doesn't open till 6 because they don't like drinking.
in Vegas? A hotel bar didn't open until 6.
If we were in Vegas, I'd had the time of my life.
You weren't. Never mind. I'm thinking of something.
Yeah, I showed you where.
I know you did. Sorry. That doesn't make sense there, though.
Go out to this place called Cheddar's, which is a chain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know Cheddar's very well. Home Scratch Kitchen, I believe. And it's not great.
Saltiest burger with the most unmelted cheese. Like, this day couldn't have gotten any worse.
Yeah.
But the whole time, like, the food was just super salty, terrible. And I was glad to get back to Maryland where
You can at least put Old Bay on everything.
Yeah.
we can put crabs on a bagel.
You can put it on a toast.
Bagel. You could put it on the back.
Put
of
it
your,
on a cracker.
put it on the back of your car.
Yeah, you can do anything.
You can put it on ice
You
cream.
can play a flag.
But I did enjoy
You can buy shorts with a flag.
this particular convention at 3 p.m. every day. There were multiple vendors that had happy hour in their booth.
Whoa. Nice.
Those are fun.
I went to lunch with customers, bought them beers / me beers, and then went right back in and just kept drinking. So by like 6 o'clock every night, they were like, man, why are you in such a good mood? I'm like, because I'm fucking hammered, bro. This is great.
So I'm going to this in October, and it'll be similar shenanigans.
Oof.
Yeah. Oh, where it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The girls will still have their tans, though, so it'll be all right.
So yeah, that was my couple of weeks, I think. Nothing else really crazy.
Copy that. Christopher,
Well, I just flew in from Chicago.
literally.
Yeah, you just
And boy, are your arms tired.
There it is.
But literally from the airport
Yeah,
to here.
yeah. Sliding in.
Dedication.
So let's see here. Left, went to Chicago. Nothing eventful other than the Chicago airport on the trip. Other than the Chicago airport, I know it's big, but it's ridiculously big. I walked from my gate 15 minutes.
You should do airport reviews.
I have hotel rooms. I think if I'm like, hey, Marriott,
you should do a travel like a
TikTok
travel for
travel.
work review.
Have a YouTube channel.
So
Yes,
my
like-
only thing about that is
This is based around like shitty traveling. Do you know what I mean?
It's the work part of it. It's the only. And I was thinking about that on the plane. Like, it'd be so easy just to fucking film. Like, oh, we're at this Marriott, and here's the film some stuff inside, and but just be candid and brutal about it.
It would be funny.
I mean, this like one of the hotels I was in. It was fan-fucking-tastic. It was clean as fuck. It was a newer hotel. Luckily, the website we have to use for booking now tells you what year the hotel was built.
Oh, that's nice.
This is good.
Yeah,
Added bonus.
because there's a lot of lipstick on pigs out there in the hotel. Like these Holiday Inns and Hamptons that they're remodeling. Yeah, you still have slutty outlets, right? That to me is the worst thing in a hotel. Is that fucking plug won't stay in.
Oh yeah,
Slutty outlets. I actually saw an info.
slutty.
I saw a commercial on TV. Somebody has created. I think it's just a little silicone piece that you can. You don't have to throw a hot dog.
a little condom.
Yeah, you don't have to
Or
throw
you
a hot dog down
increase
the
the
hallway.
girth of your prongs.
That's what it is. What if it was so like that? Do you want to increase the girth of your prongs?
Dude, somebody hit me up with tips for how to increase my ejaculate.
Well, you did ask for that.
Okay.
Repeatedly.
You forget how
My memory's touch and go with that
for
night.
3.5 hours. You asked those questions.
Well, no, I know I asked the questions. I didn't know that I remember that I'd asked.
No,
for
you
help.
definitely asked for help.
Yeah.
So, a couple
Look at me crying for help and you using it against me.
Oh goodness, I do have a couple airport adventures. So, I think I was supposed to land in Chicago at 1:15. We actually landed at 1.
Okay.
They were so backed up, we had to sit for 30 fucking minutes before we could get to it.
But I'm the asshole for not wanting to be woken up.
No, I wasn't screaming about it. So I get off, and like I said, I walked 15 minutes to get on a tram to go to the rental car center. Yeah, got that sorted. And then traffic. I think Chicago traffic is rivaling.
It's rough.
It's rivaling New York traffic.
It's rough.
It took me 35 minutes to go like 10 miles maybe.
And their highway system gets fucked.
Oh, and it's all fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, so my work took me from. I was actually in Oak Brook is where I was staying.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, but for convenience, that's where my meeting was.
No,
the first day.
I'm good with it.
And then went to Racine, Wisconsin, and the amount of fucking
Cheese.
trucks, Class 8 trucks with trailers, is horrifying. Like I looked in my rearview mirror and it looked like that scene in Smoking the Bandit where they're all surrounding the car. I'm like, motherfucker, I don't want this.
Yeah.
You know, and
And you've seen those videos of like the spontaneous whiteout conditions where like somebody wrecks and then it's just like a 250 car pileup,
Yep.
but they're like half
No one
of
can
them
stop, yeah.
Or fucking 18 wheelers doing 80
Yeah.
miles an hour, and they're
Yep.
just like,
yep, it's brutal. It's brutal. But
oh, it snowed where I was on Wednesday when we landed.
it's supposed to snow. Somebody.
Not here.
No, not here. Where was it? It's
where at?
Oh, and I was talking to my coworker that lives in PA, and he was saying northern PA's been getting snow.
Yeah.
The Poconos got snow.
Yeah, fuck
so
that. Fuck
and-
that.
Build the wall.
yeah, keep that Canadian snow. Like we're gonna make sure none of those storms come down from Canada.
I just want that
anymore.
Pennsylvania wall.
It's flat as fuck. It's a straight wall.
Yeah,
You can let the Canadians in. Just keep the Pennsylvanians out.
Pennsylvanians. So Monday night, I got the overwhelming pleasure to hang out with one of our favorite people, Paul C.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
saw a picture of that.
So me and Paul hung out for a bit, and we went to Lou Malinotti's
Okay.
Pizza. It's one of his favorite places.
Yeah, he texted me about it. I'm trying to look for the text, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so they have.
Why didn't you bring some?
Yeah. Yeah. Hello? Wait.
I miss the old Pinkerton, dude.
Sorry, guys.
The one that used to bring pizza every
and cooks
Wednesday.
it.
Edge
Yeah.
to edge cheese.
Well, look,
changed, man.
anyone that wants to send pizza,
Chicago
Matt B has done a great job. We wanted to try pizza from all over the world. Like, if there's some, like, I don't know what would be a weird place to have great pizza, but if you're in Bozeman, Montana, and they have great pizza and they are on delivery, just send us some and we'll review it.
Yeah.
We'll review it.
Yeah.
So Paul and I went and ate pizza, and he gave me a couple gifts. He gave me a shirt, but he gave me a gift that I think is better as a group gift.
Okay.
And there's only one place in the fucking world this deserves to go permanently.
Okay.
So Paul gave this to me, and I immediately thought of Joey, and then I thought of what the fuck's Joey going to do with this? Although it's a great thing, but it isn't like you have a big display of this kind of stuff. So close your eyes for a minute.
All right.
I actually brought
Eyes
it down. You won't have any context, Farrell, so you can look all you want.
What's that?
So okay, you can look now. I've got it. I will say, there is only one place this should ever live, and it's under your stairs.
Yeah.
'Cause
My old house.
Paul gifted us
Oh my
a
God.
CD copy of
Yes.
The Life of Chris Gaines.
Why would I have no
Holy
context? I know about this.
Okay,
Yeah, we did mention it on.
that's right. Well,
I thought you meant that it was a CD. I've had CDs before.
Look at that.
Garth
Look
Brooks.
at that.
you can pass that around.
Yeah, I wanna look
This
at the
is an old
insert.
school, the insert. Such a crazy thing that this happened and exists.
It's his greatest hits at that, you know?
Joey, will you come to the Halloween party?
Just
as
all
Chris
his
Gaines?
hits. Or
I
just
don't
all
know.
his songs?
I don't think
I can
anyone-
pull Chris Gaines off.
No one would
So to
have a
speak.
clue. Look at these pictures, man.
Looks more like Chris Angel right
Do you
there.
think he grew his hair out or he just put on a wig?
That's definitely a fucking wig, bro.
Look at that. Look at the eye. Oh, is there subtle guy liner there? Just
Passion in
subtle
those eyes, dude.
passion.
And pain.
I hate him.
Dude, look at this. Look at this.
Oh,
Doing a
man.
little lean.
Apostle. What is that in the? Oh, okay. This is a fictional greatest hits album based on his album. So is Apostle? Are these his albums that he supposedly released?
So I think these are the songs. Because this has like the lyrics and shit.
Oh, okay.
So Apostle's probably a record, but these up here, like
Is
Way
that
of the
let me-
Girl.
Let me see this. Is that a track? On
Is that the how homeless people shit in a subway?
So yeah, Apostle is. I think there's a whole story in this book. Why don't you, Bobby? You
That's a
seem
rabbit
like you
hole.
want to investigate.
Yeah.
pretty deep. Into
Yeah,
that.
I do.
Yeah. So these are like his fake albums that he put out. And each one of these, there's like one song. I think.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize it went that deep.
That's a hell of a role play.
Those like sticks. You know what I mean?
Love tells me so.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Uh,
I
Dude,
mean,
look
that's
at the black and white pants.
tremendous effort. Why are they so tight?
This dude, he was working through some shit. Like,
It looks like he's ready to do it.
Trisha Yearwood, what'd you do to this
He looks
man?
like fucking Derek Zoolander. That's what he looks like right there.
he's yeah, he does. He
And
does.
in the last
He's a
picture,
character.
Here too.
yeah, that's the blue steel.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking doof.
What's great is the album cover art's reversible.
Yes, I saw that.
That's a great thing. I don't know the last time I actually. Oh, hold on. What's this peekaboo? Oh my goodness.
Diamonds are forever.
Do you
dude.
think they were planning on making like a fake documentary about that, like him playing
Yes.
himself over the years? And all
I
these?
think this was
Why
a,
did that
a
not-
much bigger project than another thing
Yeah.
because it was such a flop.
So anyone who needs a master copy from the source, I mean, this is the master. When he's a copy of the master copy, hit Bobby up. He'll be happy to burn you a CD because he really. Do you even have technology to do that
No.
at this point? Yes, it's going on display.
It's in the detail.
Hot damn. That might be the best thing.
Then we can't listen to it by accident.
It's protected for your sake and ours. So what else do we need to add to the? Did we just create a Chris Gaines cube
Shrine?
in the detail?
Yes.
So we have
Yep.
to think what else we could.
I don't know what other merch he has other
All
than
right.
the tank top you got me.
All right, Nerd Rage listeners.
It is
Chris
by far the most
Gaines.
comfortable tank top I've ever owned, though.
Awesome.
I mean, you could just put a dildo in there.
Dude, what if I could find all that album cover
a pair of
art
clown shoes.
online and we'll just actually print them out and frame them?
Yes.
And see how many we can slip in before Bobby notices on the wall? That would be great.
Wouldn't it?
Last weekend, I went to Derek B's house. Him and Sean had a game night.
Yeah, I was working. I wanted to go.
It was fun. We ate way too much. I ate hot dogs, hamburgers. Normal barbecue fare, and some. Sean makes some fucking potato salad.
Oh yeah.
I think she said it's her West Virginia grandma's recipe.
Oh no shit.
Are there raisins in it?
No.
Wouldn't
Definitely not.
Wouldn't match.
Wouldn't match. No. I don't think so. But it was fucking fantastic. Like, I ate way too much of that. I think everybody, like, people are just going back and like, I'm just going to another bowl of potato salad.
Yeah.
Everybody loves good potato salad.
We played Taboo, which was fun. It ended up a lot of the first round was mostly husbands versus wives.
Did you guys slaughter?
No, we didn't do good.
Oh my god! I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Yeah,
Well, hold on. What were the games then
the games we played.
Yeah.
that you lost?
That you lost to the wives.
Just a taboo.
Oh no, not necessarily lost. So like when I was competing against Kelly, like
Oh, okay. It wasn't like all the husbands versus all.
yeah. I mean, we just did 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay.
It was nothing specific like that. Man, fuck them bitches. No. And then Derek had something interesting for us to do. So I don't think I'm putting his business out here. He works pretty closely with Hanny over at Agabus on the whole BotCon thing, and Hanny's got involved with the Blockies, the little Transformer model kit figurines that
I heard they're hard to put together.
they can be challenging. They are they're blind box, so you don't know what you're going to get. You know what the wave is or whatever. But and they're cool. I don't have any place to put one Blocky, so I gave mine to somebody where the character kind of fit him a little more, right?
Okay.
Just giving them an opportunity. The cool thing about Inferno is he has wings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not really sure why.
On his hat.
They
collar.
plug in this. I just really fucking shit, dude. I can't get one off, man.
Should I?
I was trying to work.
Yep.
All right, so that was fun, and we played Uno No Mercy, it was a lot of fun. We played for a long time though.
Uno always lasts for a long time.
Yeah, especially when you have, I think there was 11 of us playing. It was a big game.
Jesus.
Yeah. Uno can be cutthroat.
Yeah, and that's what this is. It's you can stack cards, you can add on. And one person had a draw 30. I think poor Sean ended up with a draw 30 one time.
Shout out to Sean.
So I always love Uno, and my family doesn't like playing with me because we had kind of house rules that did some of that shit anyways that frustrated the hell out of my kids.
Yeah.
So hotel consistency, I've talked a lot about this. And honestly,
Anybody listening, if you're managing a large hotel chain, take note.
Yeah.
I just never
do.
cared that much. A hotel is just a place I go to sleep, and then
Yes, but you're not spending as much. He's spending a lot of time.
so I was in 3 different hotels this week. I call it nomading. You don't really, I booked the first night and then we just figure it out a couple nights after.
Yeah.
Which can be tricky if there's a big conference in town you don't realize, and all of a sudden you're having to go to the Super 8 or something. Actually, those get gobbled up too. I stay with a Marriott chain, and one of the reasons is because they're fucking TV. They have apps on their TV, so I can watch YouTube, I can watch Netflix, and not having to try to get my phone up there or hook something up.
You don't have like a tab.
I do, but if I can watch it on the fucking TV, and it does say "Welcome, Christopher Gold Elite Member" on the fucking TV when I walk in, Joe.
You're getting to be that top 0.1% of class of people I hate.
Why? Because
the standard Marriott says welcome.
Well, hang on.
No, it's just like y'all ask so much out of life.
I don't ask. No, I'm
appreciate
asking for consistency.
I didn't know that I thought your last name was Pinkerton. Not Gold Elite.
Depends on who you ask.
Hand in hand.
So no, I haven't heard that name.
Is that what it translates
In a
into?
long time.
That's what it is.
Long time.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
funny.
So the hotel I was in last night, I was in you can press the button, a Sheraton, which is, higher end hotel. But it had been, the pig had lipstick on. But they had done a really good job. There were no slutty outlets.
Well applied lipstick.
It was well applied.
Do you care about what time the hotel bars are open till?
No, but I did close out a hotel bar while I was in town.
I
And that
close
is
one
another
out
thing.
every time.
That is another thing about those properties is the majority of them past a certain level all do have a bar and a restaurant. Like last night, I got in my room and I'm like, I'm going to order room service and watch wrestling. So I had a sandwich and 2 desserts.
I always try to close one out. Laura's always faking on me, trying to get me to go back to bed at like 11 o'clock. I'm like, look, there's these 2 60-year-old widows that are down here and this homeless guy, and bitch, I'm not going anywhere.
So this one that I was at, they closed at 10.
So this one closed at 11.
10.
And this was like, I'll be honest with you, this was were we at a Courtyard last? I don't know. It was a newer property, very well maintained, and they had a breakfast area that also had a sliding locking door in the liquor, and then they had cold beer. So me and my boss just sat there and peeled labels for a couple hours after we got done with our meeting. But I don't know, man. It's just frustrating. Like I stay with your company with a certain expectation, and like last night the TV wouldn't even come on. There was 2 TVs in the room.
Oh my God.
But the big one in the bedroom, I could never get it to work. So
You got multiple rooms?
come on. It was a Sheraton Suites is what it was. It's very similar to an Embassy Suites if you ever stay one of those with the little area in the front with the TV, and in the back you get the beds for
the business
in the back.
I don't mean to cut you off, but at mine, somebody that Bobby and I know was also out there, and he contacted me and said, "Hey, can I crash on your floor for the last night because I didn't book the correct night?" So his flight was back Saturday, but he had to check out of his room on Friday. And I was like, I don't know. And I knew.
You had an extra bed even?
And 2 queen beds
And a fold out.
and a separate room with a pool.
You really must not like this guy.
I like him.
But you told him no?
I was just like, that's my room, man.
That's fair. That's fair.
I earned that fucking room.
Yeah, and it's also, to be fair, you're there on a work thing. Like, it's not like if the work is paying for you to be there, it's not necessarily appropriate to just be having vagrants up in that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about the rooms.
Well, I mean, that's I'm saying all this to say I don't pay for any of this anyway.
Right.
Right. I mean, my company pays for it. And I'm not booking $300 a night hotels unless occasionally that's the only option. But, it's $150 last night. Right. So it's not like it's a super expensive place, but just some consistency.
Mm-hmm.
You listening, Marriott? Probably not.
I guess maybe I just grew up in a much rougher situation into which I'm just okay to have a roof over my head with windows that closed.
I mean, you say that from a pretty comfortable house.
Now, yeah. But I'm just saying, I don't complain. I stayed in a moist Super 8 when I went to Texas, and I was fine. I just needed somewhere to stay.
Yeah, but I think I'm the same way, but I also, whenever I got to stay in a
especially
place like
if I'm not paying for it.
it's so sporadic. It's not like this dude is staying in hotels
Listen, I'm signed
as
up
much as he's staying at home.
I'm signed up for the Marriott Unbound program. I get an extra 1,000 points every night I stay. I have my fucking Uber account connected to my Marriott account, so I get points anytime I take a ride or order food.
For me, it's I stayed at that, the Windjammer. Where we looked it up and
Windjammer?
The Windjammer, jamming in the wind. Come on, jam with me at the Mota Inn. But it was the worst, and you could look it up. Google Windjammer Motel Inn in Sheepshead Bay in Brooklyn, and never will you find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. But it was like $30 a night. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like when you're paying like $150 or something.
He's not paying.
Well, no, but somebody is.
Yeah, somebody is.
So what was the hotel chain that there was a website that was keeping track of the ones where somebody hadn't died?
I mean, were you here when I talked about that? That I was the hotel in JCC and they were pulling somebody out of the room across the hall? That happened to me like this year.
Yeah, no, but there was it's a large chain, like I don't know if it's a Red Roof or something like that, but
that sounds about right for finding.
For sure.
There's somebody that was running a website that said, as of this date, there were only 2 Red Roof Inns in the entire country where somebody hasn't died.
I mean, it's just statistics at the end of the day.
You've been open long enough.
A couple years ago, it got to 0.
Yeah, no doubt. So I'm trying to think. So I had to be Sport Coat Chris this week.
Okay.
I have multiple personas, so I had on my dress slacks and my sport coat. And we had this is one of my accounts I'm in charge of, who I've been trying to get an in-person meeting with for almost 2 years now, and it down to the point where we had a meeting, and the Friday before we were supposed to leave on Monday, they canceled, and then had to go through refund tickets on the nose and all that, but finally got up there, and we had two two different groups with them that we were talking to. The first one, we had an hour. They gave us an hour. We flew here, my boss drove from where he lives, like 6-8 hours, and we get an hour. So we both left that building, and my boss actually said, "I don't think they find us very important." I'm like, so we were both just kind of down with it. I was like, did we accomplish anything in this meeting? We were just trying to think of some strategies around that. And then the next morning we had a meeting with the same company an hour away at another one of their facilities. Fan-fucking-tastic. Like,
Inconsistency
high fives
again.
after. I mean, we left that office, and I said to my boss, I said, this was the same company both days? And he's like, yeah, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
And we had another meeting after that. It was really good. So
Nice. Congratulations on your good meeting.
Thank you. Well, I mean, honestly, I needed to win. So
Yeah.
What so when you're in sport coat mode,
Yep.
I'd imagine you're the type that has a little bit of flair somewhere.
Actually, I took a picture of myself.
So I too had a meeting, and I like to hide little pieces of my own personality. So my socks,
Actually, I must have deleted those pictures.
hot dog socks.
That you got for Christmas.
That's fair.
Nice.
That's fair. I used to do the crazy sock thing, and just it was too much work. So I just either wear gray or black
now,
socks.
now you're just bland, Chris.
Yeah.
Bland
I had
sport
on
coat
some
Chris.
pretty bright blue pants to go with my sport
there you
coat.
go.
So
Some people like have a weird belt buckle, or
what's weird about it? So I will say, like, my boss didn't wear a sport coat. He wore a pullover, and I was like, oh God. And we got there. He's like, I probably should have worn a sport coat. But this industry we're in is not it's more of a jeans and polo kind of crowd. But the people, it was fine, not a big deal. So yeah, a lot of good stuff this week, and,
Nice.
and I was working with my boss, and he seemed very pleased with what I was doing and how I was.
What could
doing.
be better?
And I will say, let me just say,
A hot dog.
So my old boss, I would say, if he had been with me in these meetings, I would have talked 40% of the time. I hate to interrupt. Love the guy to death, but
Right.
And then every time, I took over in there. It's kind of what I've learned to expect.
Right.
I got out of these meetings, and I told my new boss this, and nothing against his management style. I said, he said, you did really good in there. I said, I appreciate you letting me talk, and I told him that. And I said, he's like, it's your account, run your account. I'll chime in, to the point where I'm off. Like, you got anything to add? What's your thoughts? That's my thing. What's your thoughts? If I'm like stuck or
Yeah.
I did get knocked on my heels for the first time in a meeting in a while.
Oh yeah.
As you guys know, we've been in a global supply chain crisis for the last.
Yeah.
So that's a large part of my job is sourcing product for people.
what?
Yeah, it's hard to get shit. So we that came up in this meeting, and I never met this guy before, and he was younger guy. He's all tatted up, like razor sharp haircut, and he's a person of importance in my job that I just met. And it's like talking about, and I have a daily contact about this process, which is some things we're behind on. We can't build enough stuff fast enough. Is basically what it boils down to. And back order, he said, "You guys have back orders?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Why?" And I'm just like, I froze for a sec, like fuck, and I said, "Because we can't build stuff fast enough."
Yeah.
It just put me on my heels, and I normally don't get that when I'm doing my business.
It's good, though.
skis. So yeah, I got a couple more trips lined up. It looks like based on that. So maybe I'll get to see some more beautiful parts of the world. I didn't watch shit.
You'll hit the bean.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. I told Jane I was in Chicago. She go to the Bean. No. I went to places that you probably shouldn't ever go. I will say I had about 12 hours of prep into the presentation I put together, and it was like I got 30 minutes. And the questions they asked was so off the rails against any of the data I had on the screen. I could have had fucking a lunchbox with a handgun and a clown mask in it, right?
Some days good days, some days bad days.
Yeah. So buying shoes is getting more and more impossible. There's a pair of shoes I wanted, the Nike SB Jordan 4 navy gum. And they were supposed to go up on Sneakers, which is the Nike app to buy sneakers on the 15th or no. Well, yeah, it would have been Wednesday. So Wednesday. Never saw anything, never saw it. And then I saw a YouTube video, and if you So the guy's last name, I think it's Eric Costin. He's a professional skateboarder. It's a Nike athlete. He on his Instagram stories posted a link, and if you went to that link, then there was like a puzzle you had to solve. You solve the puzzle, it would give you access to buy the fucking shoes. I kind of missed that because I don't follow Eric, what's his name,
Right.
or was around to be on Instagram. Like, I get it, you're trying to make stuff exclusive, but at the same fucking time,
Yeah, enforced
either
scarcity.
fucking make more. Yeah. So, and I did watch one thing, and Bobby, I know you cherish this man's work. Like, it is
bullshit.
it is as close to your heart as whichever black hoodie you're wearing every time I see you.
Yeah, it's true.
I watched.
This is a trash one. I got paint on it.
Oh, I didn't know if that was a $400 hoodie, and some man named Devontae threw
Yeah.
paint on it or something.
You never know. Keep you on your toes.
I watched this is a trilogy, so I didn't get to watch. I was planning on watching the second one on the plane back, but I had the cheapo plane went off the screen.
How many cranks are there?
The Equalizer.
Oh, Christ.
Is that Denzel?
It's Denzel,
Yes.
and it is like
There's 3 of them? I thought it
there's
was
3
2.
of them. The third one just came out, and there's a spin-off TV show starring Queen Latifah.
Fine.
Okay.
At last.
Yeah, so
Queen Latifah has a great record on New Jersey Drive soundtrack called I Can't Forget New Jersey. It's fucking amazing.
but it was a fun romp. It was very John Wickish, and have you guys seen The Equalizer? It's
seen
been
one.
years ago. So
I think I saw the
I'm
first
going to hunt out the other 2. I think they're on Hulu and watch them.
Who else is in the first one? Is it?
Who
The
is
guy,
in it?
I feel like the guy that played Boris the Blade.
He's in it. Okay.
And
Boris the Book.
Bullet Dodger.
Bullet Dodger.
what's that girl's name? She was a sidekick in Kick-Ass. The girl Chloe.
Okay.
She's the hooker in it. You know.
Okay.
I mean, it's like basically that he has to go kill
think
her
I've seen
pimp
that. I
and
think I've
starts.
seen that
Yeah,
one.
it's good. So it was interesting
I
week for sure.
I didn't find much to it. Joey.
So I started watching more murder mystery shows and another Sherlock Holmes show
Okay.
from the 2010s. With some British guy and Lucy Liu. It's called Elementary.
Yeah, yeah.
It's long as
Is
fuck.
Lucy Liu Watson?
Yeah, Joan Watson. But you know what? I'm usually not into gender swaps and pandering. So I don't know if anyone's watched the show. I don't care because it's like 10, 15 years old.
Sure.
So spoiler wise.
Yeah, go for it.
Moriarty is also gender swap. Is Jamie Moriarty.
Okay.
And that's I don't usually care for gender swapping or whatever, but I think it's well done in this show. And also, like, there's so many different takes on Sherlock Holmes as it seems, especially with modern era. That's like, yeah, just changing things in the Sherlock Holmes formula while keeping the formula works for me.
Yeah.
I enjoy the show.
Sherlock Holmes is still a guy, right?
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes is still a dude.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense if it wasn't.
But yeah, there's a lot of interesting like swaps. And there's one.
If it was a female Sherlock Holmes, she got to find her fucking car keys first.
502. We've confirmed at 500 that we have 3 female listeners.
Sorry,
all right?
sorry. I love you, ladies.
We have 3 of them.
Yeah,
I
we're
love you,
just,
ladies.
we're just kidding.
Yeah, honestly, it is all in good fun.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, or else there's 3 ladies who wouldn't be listening.
I live in a house with 4 women. You got to give me some grace. Let me strike back a little bit.
You gotta have just believe your steam valve
Yeah,
somewhere.
exactly.
No,
Not all of us have a tube in our balls.
yeah, no, I've been draining my balls into your couch as we speak. But yeah, it's quite elementary. I quite enjoyed it. I didn't realize how, because I guess it was a TV series. I didn't realize how long it was because I'm used to like shorter, semi-shorter series and shorter seasons. But like, there's 7 seasons, and except for the last season, they're all like 20 fucking plus episodes.
7 heads, and each one's a simpleton.
Where was that from?
Flight of Dragons.
Yes, yes. It's fucking
Yeah, I mean, I
great.
think that's a throwback to, because like in the 2010s is when they stopped doing having Friends had 40 episodes a year.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, the last season is gonna be 13 episodes. So I'm enjoying. I'm in like fucking episode 15 of season 2, and I've been watching this for a week. So this is gonna keep me occupied for a while. And I do like murder mystery, and I like all the characters
Yeah.
and the acting. Interesting. I haven't watched Sherlock Holmes stuff much in the past, but this is like the third Sherlock Holmes thing
Yeah, I was
I've
gonna
watched
say.
recently. I've enjoyed them all, and they've all been like different, but it's like you said, the spirit of the thing is there. You can tell.
Yeah.
It's because sometimes, like this upcoming movie, Until Dawn, it's based on the video game and has nothing to do with the game that it's named
Oh,
after.
really?
Yeah. So
It's like that Super
Yeah,
Mario
we
Brothers
watched
movie
the
you like.
trailer for it 2 weeks ago.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
okay,
like,
okay.
Like for people who hasn't played the game, they don't care. But like, it was a critically acclaimed game with a good story, and so they just took the name and has nothing to do with the story. So it's not like that. Oh, it's not like Beast Wars.
Yeah. Or like Bane dropping bombs on the ground going, bomb, bomb.
Right. So like all these Sherlock series has been interesting in the fact that like you can tell like the heart of Sherlock and these characters, Moriarty and Irene Adler and
Yeah.
Watson is all there. But yeah, I'll be watching that for a while to come. Anime series you don't care about. I've watched Dan Dan Dan. It was
I think I say it once. I'm right here. I'm not an idiot.
What does that translate to?
I have no idea. I think it's just
I believe in English it's dun 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 dun.
Done.
I think it's just a sound, right?
How do you spell it?
DANDADAN.
Oh,
Dan Dan Dan.
Dan to Dan.
Dan Dan Dan. Dan 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 Dan. It's cute. I enjoy it. I'll watch more when like more comes out. It's like we're super hyped. Like,
Do you want to know?
about what?
Dandadan?
What does that mean?
In the context of the Japanese anime series Dandadan, the title Dan Da Dan is a play on words, not a literal translation. It's derived from the Japanese word Dan, which means story or talk. The Dandadan is also inspired by Hindu mythology, with Danda potentially referencing a divine scepter representing power and creation.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's cute anime. It's got like, you know, superpowers and supernatural stuff in it. But I think at the base of it, what I love about it is like, is a young love story. Like high school first love, figuring out what feelings are. And I was quite taken by that part of the story.
That's because it's pure.
Yeah, it's just like this boy and this girl like each other, but don't realize that they like each other and don't realize the other person like them back, kind of thing. And it's like a will they, won't they, but in like very sweet, reminds me of high school feelings, not in the like ratchet drama way. Yeah, so like I find it sweet, but it has like, both aliens and ghosts in at the same time, which is interesting. Like the premise at the beginning was like the girl believes in ghosts but not aliens, and the boy believes in aliens but not ghosts, and they go on an adventure and they find out both exist.
What you're saying reminds me of the there's this 3-stack verse, Andre 3000 verse on this Kanye record called I don't know why I'm drawing Life of the Party. Where he is the Kanye album is called Donda, right, which is named after his mother. And Andre 3000 is of Outkast fame is talking to Donda in the song and asking her to talk to his mother. And like it's giving me the chills like thinking about it. But he says something in there about like him and this girl like kind of exploring each other when they were kids, and I think in a church, and him being pretty sure that their parents were aware but allowing them to explore and all this. Like it's a bone chilling verse. You know, he talks about like missing her and shit, and he's like, but every now and then I'm reminded when I hear a baby's laugh, or I'm laying on the ground and can't get comfortable due to a blade of grass, and you know these little things. Like it's heartwarming, but it's chilling at the same time. You know, it's masterfully done. But highly recommend it. Life of the Party.
I'll listen on the way back.
Yeah,
And watch another anime. There was one season, and Sakamoto Days, about a retired assassin who is now runs
kicking his bloody feet up.
Runs a
Hung his
convenience
sword next
store.
to his boots.
Yeah, met a girl,
Yeah.
and then settled down, have a kid, started running a convenience store, and gained a bunch of weight.
I mean,
But it's also
good.
super cute and wholesome.
Minus the whole assassin part.
Well, he was assassin for good. I think it's questionable. It sounds like he only killed bad guys, but he was still a gun for hire, so I'm not sure. So, but yeah, I've been enjoying some wholesome stuff just to like keep my spirits up, so to speak. Well, yeah.
I've been dusting my figures.
with the makeup brushes, they make for great dry brushes too. By the way,
Yes, I actually have one, but I usually give it a snip because there's a little firmer bristles down towards the bottom. So I usually cut the super fluffy bits off. Yeah,
Circumcised.
yeah. Like everything else in this house.
not me.
Well, your balls are circumcised, so it's fine. All you miss out. They did.
While they're down there, we're like, "Hey, do you want us to take care of this?"
They did the wrong part.
What if I fucking woke up circumcised? I would have been pissed.
Like, yeah, it turns out somebody just forgot to snip this fucking.
Some dude like just sneaks to. They did like he's like, and hey, dude, held you down.
What'd you do to my dick?
I was insecure as like a middle schooler maybe until I started fucking and realized that it's fine. I got laid. It's fine.
Yeah.
But since losing my awkwardness of being uncircumcised.
You started fucking in middle school?
High school.
High school.
By middle school, I became aware that I was different.
Gotcha.
What were you doing in middle school?
Yeah.
Pissing with no privacy stalls and
Okay.
walls and urinals
Wandering eyes.
Likely story.
because privacy walls aren't a thing in America like it is everywhere else in the world.
Yeah, it depends. I guess I
Now
think
it's more now.
Yeah, definitely.
But
more
back in
now.
the day, it was just like-
definitely it was like just.
Or
Yeah.
you
You just
just
want to
fucking-
like look at the lady next to you pissing.
Yeah. Well, the trough is
Yeah,
the
the trough.
worst. That's
it's
the
just
worst.
a big metal
That's
thing
the
and it
worst.
just sprays everywhere.
I'll go without.
I like the ones that have ice.
Ice, yes.
the
Because somehow
trough.
it makes it better. I don't
That's
know
like
how.
melted the ice.
Yeah.
Like, look at this hot piss.
Men are fucking idiots.
Or it's like the occasional dump in the trough. Someone just fucking sat their ass over
I've
and
never
did
seen
shit.
that.
I've seen
Just
it.
take him outside.
I mean,
We got rules in this
it's
fucking
ba-
country.
It makes more sense than shitting in the urinal, which I've also seen.
Ugh. Animals.
I don't even know where. But I'm quite happy that I am uncircumcised, and I would not trade that, and I would not want to be circumcised.
Good.
I would be pissed if someone accidentally circumcised me while I was under. I would sue. I'm gonna give me my skin back.
I don't know how they could accidentally circumcise you.
I
It
mean,
have to be on purpose.
bro, they have accidentally. When I did surgery, they wrote a big R on my right side because they're gonna operate on the right side. Because in the past, people have gotten the wrong things taken out.
No, I'm saying like,
So,
I can
like-
see somebody giving you the wrong surgery,
Yeah.
but I'm saying like,
Just go do a whole extra surgery.
yeah, they're like, so hey, what are we doing down here? Like, I don't know.
They're like,
Looks
don't worry, Joe, your gallbladder is out.
Well, they like lift the sheet up. You're knocked out. They lift the sheet up and they're like, what's this surgery for? It's like, I don't know, but he's still got his fucking foreski. So
They're like, well,
it's got to be that.
Well, Mr. well,
It gave me that
Mr.
third ball in his fucking sack. It's got to be the foreskin. Because why the fuck does he still have that?
Well, Mr. KW, those pesky tonsils won't be giving you any more trouble.
Surgery was great both times.
Yeah.
Like, just like you're just oblivious and then you're back. It's no time's passed for me, but it's been hours for everybody else.
It's kind of like a bender for me. When I get into a super one and like wake up like it's the weekend's gone, I'm like, what happened?
You kind of remember the last thing, but you're not sure if that was really the last thing.
Did you do the count backward?
I think so.
Yeah, because I remember that the last time I went under was for my appendix, and I remember I think I got to 97.
I don't remember. I kind of vaguely remember them telling me to count, but I don't remember counting. But they were chatting with me as normal and making me very. I really enjoy pre-surgery. Like I was like they were starting. I was
Because
starting.
it shaved you. And,
I think they shaved me after I went under. But like I was
They wouldn't
like
have had to worry about me.
I was like. I was in very much pain, so I was like, they fill me up with painkillers, and then they started putting like warm heating pads all over me. I was like,
Oh wow, nice.
oh, bro, I could if this was my last moment and never woke up, this is not the worst thing ever.
you know what's also similar to my bender in your surgery?
You got real comfortable and warm.
No. When you wake up and you check your fucking bank account to see what happened. Like you, you're like, oh, thank God the insurance covered everything. And I'm like, what did I do?
It's funny.
Like your $16 beers. Can you imagine?
How do you spend $1,000
on 30 beers? That's it.
There's something I was going to say about the. When I had my fucking wisdom teeth taken out, I kept coming out of it, and then I could feel them like pulling on my teeth.
Oh no!
And I was like, I would wake up like, what the fuck? And they'd be like, give 'em more, and I would go back out like, whoa. And then when I came to, they were like, because you had to have a person to drive you home and shit. Like they were like, we gave you enough for a small elephant. That's what they said, for a baby elephant.
See, I had a similar for my wisdom teeth, except for I had what they call Twilight, where you're
It's a horrible vampire film. They made you watch it while you're just fucking torture.
you're conscious and you can feel things, but you can't move.
Oh no, that's the worst.
Why?
Torture.
That's torture.
Because they didn't give me enough.
Yeah, and he couldn't say anything. It's like until after you can sue for that afterwards.
I didn't know about it. I was 18.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and like when I woke up and was able to because I passed out from pain at some point, and when I told the dentist, I was like, I wasn't under, and they're like, yeah, you were, and I was like, left bottom, left top, right top. That's the order you went in, and he's like,
Oh my God.
They
fucking
probably
terrible.
That's horrifying.
Yeah,
they dodged a bullet with you being too young and dumb.
not knowing that.
You could have retired by now.
Oh fuck.
They would have been millions of dollars.
I've told this story before, but
Because I told them when they gave me the anesthesia or
anesthetic.
Yep.
anesthetic, they were like, "How you feeling?" I was like, "I feel fine." They're like, yeah, most people feel pretty good. And I was like, "No, I'm sorry, I feel normal."
Like,
like-
you don't feel anything.
They're like,
no, you don't
"Well,
feel any
that's,
different.
That's not right. We'll just give it a couple more minutes." And then like, "How do you feel now?" I was like, "A little bit groggy, but not. You're about to operate on me in 5 minutes, kind of."
Right.
And like, we'll just give it another couple of minutes.
Oof.
Yikes.
Wow. I've told this story before, but when I had my wisdom teeth taken out, Adam drove me back, and he said that like the staff had to like keep coming out, and like they were laughing, and had to like get themselves together and would like go back in, like one of the assistants or something would just come out and like be shaking her head, and then okay, and then go back in, and like he said it happened multiple times. And then when I went, you got to go for like a checkup at 6 weeks or whatever. And when I went back, they were like, call me back. The doctor was like, or the dentist, whatever. It's all the same to me.
CDS.
Yeah, but like, hey, everything looks good and healing and blah, blah, and all that. But just as a heads up, anything that you may have said in there is 100% in confidentiality. Like you don't ever have to worry about that.
Where are we at?
We're still, Joe.
Okay.
He's got a question for you too. So
Okay, give me a second.
yeah. Anyway, anything else, Joe?
Yes.
How are your balls recovering? How are they?
There's a straw.
Yeah.
Just like a fucking sippy straw sticking out of it.
But how is
It's
it?
painful.
It is.
It's painful.
It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it's not the worst. It's gotten much better, but like just some position, I can't. It's hard to ever get comfortable. I can't sleep in the position I'm normally sleeping. I can't sit right. Can't piss right. Everything is just slightly awkward. But overall, I've been feeling better by the day. Like every single day, I've felt
A little bit
overall
better.
Better. Other than I'm still draining from my balls, and I assume until they take it out, and there's still some swelling there. So there's still kind of a third nut underneath, pushing my second nut back. It's in a weird position.
Do you
right now.
number your nuts? Like, do you know which one's 1 and 2?
Left is 1, right is 2.
Am I,
Like medically, or just
No,
how you define?
that's how I define
Oh,
it.
okay. I've never done that.
you just said it so definitively. I was like,
Yeah, I've never done
How
that.
do I not know about my?
Oh, I
the number of
don't
nuts?
know. It's just something. I
go
don't know.
with
It just
left
came
and
natural
right.
to me.
I just go left and right.
Left is 1, right is 2. It's always been the way for me.
I've never heard of such a thing. But that's fine. I think that's
Yeah,
fine.
we're all different.
Yeah.
And our
Guys.
balls are different.
The good news is I just solved all the world's problems.
How's that? Oh, good,
Well,
good.
with the
You fixed the trade war?
I had to step out. I'm working on it. Actually, it's theoretically part of it. So
At least you were able to continue your conversation because a communications disruption.
Oh, I
could
know.
only mean one thing.
Yeah, you're right about that. Well, I did have a communications disruption because I didn't have my correct Bluetooth headset, and I connected my wrong Bluetooth headset, and it didn't work. So I had to raw dog it.
So when do you go back to have it
Next
reassessed?
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Hopefully get the drain removed. Like it's been draining a little bit less each day. I was hoping it'd be done draining by now. But
Do they just like, or do they got to put you back under?
I don't fucking know, man. I don't know because
Boy,
like
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
because like since you're back, so
hey.
I've never sent nudes in the 43 years of my life. I've received plenty.
You've never sent a nude before?
Never sent a nude. Received plenty, but never sent one.
You've never sent a dick pic?
Never sent a dick pic. Not even to my significant others.
Ball pics though,
Nope.
just once.
The first time in my life I've ever sent a nude was to you guys last week.
Yeah. Well, it pleases me to be the first.
How do you feel about getting ball? I assume everyone else has sent nudes and I'm the weird one? I assume everyone has received nudes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know that I've ever sent one.
I've never sent a nude. I've definitely sent pictures of my dick.
I mean, that's why that's a nude.
Yeah, but I mean,
There's a
it's
nude
not, like,
dick.
it's not like you're getting the whole package. It's just like, look, I want you to focus on this bad boy.
There is not a picture of my face and my dick.
At
In the same picture.
Yeah, oh, absolutely not. No,
But
nothing
you've
like
sent,
that. But
you've
actually,
sent pictures of your
Can't
privates.
say that.
Oh, because the one that's on.
Nope.
Whoa,
I don't know where you're going, but that ain't it.
hey, does this tie into the 4chan leaks?
No,
Bobby's dick
I'm
on the
kidding.
internet?
I'm kidding. That was a joke. But no, my dick's not actually in that picture.
But it's cut off.
It's cut off.
Yeah.
But I do have.
Oh my god!
I do have a picture. There was a picture taken of me naked, like when my face and my dick is in the picture.
How long ago was this? Did you have hair?
No.
Wow.
But everyone's sending pictures of their genitals to somebody else.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess I'm the only weird one that has
No,
not.
I haven't.
Well, not anymore.
I
You haven't either?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been with the same. She knows what my dick looks like.
Yeah, but I still send her a little like.
My problem is I don't.
I still send her a little
I
bit like.
hesitate to send-
Guess what's in your future tonight?
My lucky Sheeta, a kid walking in the room. She's like, "What are you looking at?" But no, in the age of that really didn't. That wasn't a thing when I was
Let me tell you,
before I was married.
had I had a camera phone
Oh, we'd all be in jail, bro. We would
When I-
all be in jail.
when I was a teenager,
Oh, you were proud.
let me tell you something. You may not have been able to know me and not got a picture of my dick.
Airdropping it to everybody.
I mean, you are
The whole airplane.
you have known to like to expose yourself, especially your balls.
Yeah.
you put your balls out
I have
for
done that.
funsies
I have
for no
done that.
reason.
So I was standing next to my boss when I opened because I was
Oh no!
because all of you guys you guys were talking and
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I would just be like oh yeah like it's funny
Yeah.
catch up every once in a while
Yeah.
and we're walking and we're standing next to each other talking and I was like, oh, let me check this out, and I was like, oh, wait, and close that up. And it would look over and be like, is that an Asian man's balls?
Yeah.
I cover my dick.
So
Yeah,
be
what did
proper.
you say? How did you know he was an Asian guy?
I was amazed at how dark your balls were.
It's the
They normally are not
Hairless.
that dark.
Okay. All right.
They've gotten
Uncle Dolphin kind of physique.
yeah. There's
I was like, there might be a little Taiwan up in there.
Oh my god!
I don't know. I don't know if it's because of the surgery and the bruising or the lighting or whatever. They're not usually that dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think about my nuts and this my ball situation?
It seems very unfortunate.
I usually
Your face is like my condolences.
Yeah, no, I felt when I saw it, I was like, oh fuck, that
thought-
probably sucks.
You thought it was better?
In my mind, it was better. In my mind, it was a smaller incision, smaller drain.
Okay, you didn't see what was
I didn't realize that
When
they
I saw
literally
it, I was like, that's a big incision and that's a big drain.
It's all the way. My whole sack was
Yeah,
split in
that
half.
incision is 30, 40 times bigger than the incision probably for your appendix.
Yep, my appendix was just a little hole.
Yeah, 3 holes.
Yeah, and the straw is like one of those bubble tea straws.
Yo, you can sip a milkshake through that.
Yeah,
Now, I want to know, do you have you tried to
I had to share with somebody other than
No,
just
I
my
don't
wife.
blame you. I don't blame you.
I knew for a fact, even if these two didn't want to see that, you want to see it.
no, I didn't mind seeing. I mean, I like
I'm always down for crazy shit.
yeah, and I like porn from that angle. So
Whoa!
I want to know, do you take the straw and blow into it and try to inflate?
No,
the
you can suck my drain out of it if you want.
Oh fuck, dude.
That's good. No.
Oh,
Guys,
that should turn my stomach.
I gotta say it. There's a tab for that.
Yeah. Oh fuck. But yeah, I was like,
Oh yeah, girl, suck my balls.
I think my sympathy meter went up.
I mean, I am not one to really
Wasn't the
complain about
only thing to go up? You know what I mean?
But you know that's not. We know you by all means didn't send that for sympathy. If
No,
that's
no,
I know
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
just.
yeah, yeah.
I know
like,
Joey. I'm just
I'm
making
not
sure you didn't-
usually one to complain about physical pain, emotional pain maybe because I'm weak that way, but physical pain I don't usually complain about. So like for me to complain about my physical pain, you can see why I was complaining about.
Oh, yeah.
physical.
How long till you can work out again?
I don't know, a couple months maybe.
Holy shit! You think so?
Like
Not
to
even
actually lift heavy.
Well, because you are
Don't fucking.
I'm not. I'm a compliant patient. I
I was
listen to what the
gonna
doctor
say
says.
you're a madman in that gym, and seeing you down on the floor doing the crazy things you do, you're gonna blow something out.
Yeah, I cannot. I will not.
I've thrown my back out once. I never had a hernia or anything like that, but even like abdominal injuries,
Yeah.
like
It's hard.
It's
It's hard.
amazing how much you need
Yeah.
your core.
Your core.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought that when I had my appendix pain, I was talking to Chris, I was like kind of out of it too. But I was like, it's crazy to me that I only have pain in this one small area of my entire body. I self-assessed and I was like, everything feels normal and fine. My arms and legs, I cannot make myself walk because of this pain, and it bothers me that like
It's
I
crippling.
was so crippling by one fucking thing.
Dude, that time that I did it twice, but threw my back out like I herniated a disc.
I was there for one of them.
Yeah.
At IKEA.
And that, and that was the easier one because the other one, I think Adam had to get me off the floor.
Yeah.
It was, it's the most pain I've ever been in my life.
This is the most pain I've ever been in life. But I would still only give it like a 7, maybe 8.
Yeah.
Just because in my mind it can be worse.
Okay, here's the real question. After going through this, could you get a tattoo on your balls?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I think a zipper.
I'll tell you
I
what, it had to be. It had to be some dark ink.
or bright.
A zipper. I think a zipper's.
But yeah. Oh, I mean, they should have just put a zipper there instead of a drain.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
I just unzip it and let it
Unzip your
out.
ball.
Rinse
Oh.
inside out.
How many
Yeah.
great jokes you get? Like, I got to check my ball back.
Yeah, just for the listener experience, like just as a heads up, like Joey hit us up and said, "Hey, do you want to see my balls because of the surgery?" And I didn't want to be like the eager beaver, so I
You
let
definitely were. No, you definitely were.
Bobby. It was in the air. Don't worry.
In all caps, now.
Yeah, the thirst just
and-
came right out of Bobby.
And I said, I knew you want to see,
He
but I have to
wanted
wait
to
for the
drink-
other two people to consent.
So I was
Bobby wanted to drink your milkshake, but then he found out what that meant, and he's not interested.
My milkshake being on the poison.
just
So I just went back and checked. I did not consent.
No, you did
before.
not. You did not.
No, and you mentioned it.
But I said, well, I never consented, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, in my mind, you would be fine with it. It's really just Pinkerton because he's more,
Dude, I don't care.
so just to be fair and for honesty's sake,
Man,
I wasn't saying.
Hang on a sec. I don't want
I don't want to hang on too much to this one, but go ahead.
Well, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I wasn't saying now. I was saying, well, now.
Now you want to
Like-
see it.
Well, because you asked us to make sure we weren't on a school bus field trip or something,
Exactly.
right?
Like for anyone who's on see, if you're on Patreon tier, $50.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Hey,
know.
$50 tier, you can see Joey's ball sack with a straw sticking out of
Bobby,
it.
if someone wants to pay you money to see my ball sack, I give you consent.
Yeah, I'm selling nudes, Joey's nudes.
There's a channel.
I bet you people want to pay to see a straw in my
actually,
nuts.
It's
Dude,
not
they
just
would.
Joey's news. It's Joey's only nude.
In my only
Right.
no.
Hey, $50 tier.
Yeah.
That's right. We're gonna get spoons for the coffee creamer.
Why set a price?
Auction style. Hey, just do a bid in the comments. Bid start at 25 and go from there. You never know.
$25 increments.
Yeah, and then send it. You guys remember NFTs?
Yeah.
Let's make an NFT Joey's
my
ball sack.
Fucking
And for an extra $20,
Mangold
Joey
ball
will
sack.
sign the photo.
And
I'm
his
calling
ball.
this episode Joey's photo shoot.
It's fantastic.
Joey's
I know.
boudoir pics are fucked.
Yeah, we know some people that have boudoir pictures, so we can definitely get that set up. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah,
Probably better
like-
ones than we would find.
I'm like everything ends up fine. This whole endeavor has been interesting and like it's been interesting to share this experience.
Oh no, it's been
great.
It's been great.
Hey, listen, I hope anytime any of us have a life-threatening surgery, we're very open and honest about it. I honestly was half like when you came last week, Joey, which I doubt you've done, which is probably horribly frustrating.
Bro, but you saw my ball sack. That thing was in a sling, and I came directly here from the hospital to make it to the show.
Bravo, man! Give this man his applause, man.
That's how you earn your creamer, boys.
Oh no! Wait a minute! Is this been the plan the whole time to get creamer? You dirty motherfucker! No, I fantasy booked it on my way. That maybe Joey would just call in from the hospital because I knew you would definitely do that. But that was just incredible that you were able to make it.
Yeah,
and we're glad you're okay, man. I mean,
absolutely.
Like I said, I was when you said you called out of work. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I still don't know when I'm allowed to go back to work. Is that thing? I like. My handler's still adding me to the schedule going forward, so which is good to know. And people are still hitting me up to see if I can work in June for them, which is cool. So like my spot is fine. It's just like I need to know when I can go back because I'm scheduled this week. I'm scheduled next week.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, balls first, and then we got to get that Raffi Ridge put back together.
Now I didn't think about it. Now I'm worried
about what?
Are they gonna take the straw and then like fucking stitch me while I'm?
I don't know.
Because it's wide.
It's wide. So like
oh my god! I didn't even think about that. I thought you were just gonna pull it out and put a band-aid on that bitch.
You should put in you go on WebMD and just put in straw in testicles and just see what the suggestions are.
A video of like when it pins somebody's elbow.
Yeah.
And the pin is sticking out.
Yeah.
They just pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then the wound closes.
And people are awake. Yeah. And then it's just like the small like.
But that's a big straw.
That's a big straw.
Just like the stick-on suture thing.
And it's
at
very
that point, it's
like
not like it's not bleeding.
Well, yeah.
How long is it?
Hopefully.
Time will tell.
I'll let you know when that happens because like a body wound, there's muscle in it there. My sack is an empty sack.
Yeah, it's just skin,
I mean, not
really.
empty, so to speak, but
in some ways, it's never been fuller.
That's right.
Or cleaner.
Three's company.
Or cleaner.
Come and knock on my door.
They have this so much.
We'll be waiting for you.
Because like,
how much do you want to see the video of them?
Oh, I would pass out. I would pass out.
That they're using some sort of pressure washer.
I don't even want to see the video of his, let alone mine.
I'd watch.
Now, if a leprechaun swings a shillelagh and knocks somebody's jaw off, I'm fine to see that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you notice when you look at the picture, it's not just a straw sticking out; it's a straw sewn in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
to keep it in place, there's a stitch from my sack to the straw as we speak.
I would imagine
that's what hurts.
That's going to have to come out.
Bobby's face. Come on, you're not squeamish.
I don't even want a vasectomy, let alone all this.
And no, after this, I'm like, oh, well, not that I care, because whatever. But like now, it doesn't sound so bad.
No, if I were you, I'd be like, can you guys do that while you do all this?
Do you know what I didn't think to ask?
You know.
I kind of kick myself. That's kind of a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
They were in my...
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Inside.
y'all my intimately close friends now.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, happy to be there.
Did you know this is how it was going to be, Farrell? You were going to get
joined at the right time.
Unsolicited testicle shots.
Most of my group chats.
Okay.
Well, I said that joke to you in the other chat where you were like, you said that Instagram post and it was like the flirting one reminded. And I was like, wait till I beat. But I didn't get any laughs. I was like, oh shit.
That was a pretty accurate list though.
List
of 13 things. I was like, oh, me and my girl has that.
But it's framed like when you sent it. It's framed like you were talking to us.
I am talking to you guys.
So I was like, wait till I beat. then I get to cuddling and all sorts of shit.
3 minutes later, Bobby's like, all right, I'm ready.
A big teddy bear.
How familiar are you guys, do you think, with world geography and or U.S. geography?
I'm pretty good.
Fair.
U.S. I'm
You've
really
seen
good.
a lot.
Well, I get lost in like Eastern Europe because there's so many countries.
Yeah,
and
it's constantly changing.
But it depends on what the question is. If you want to know who was the leader of a tribe in Kenya in 1863, no. But where it is that what you're asking?
What it looks like.
The shape of it.
What shape of
Or
what?
the landscape.
This is game I've been on and off really into watching. I haven't played and I want to play, but I think it'd be fun to play with other people. It's called GeoGuessr. I don't know
Got
if
it on my
I've
phone
watched
right
you know he knows exactly. I
now.
knew
I,
you
I
would.
pay for it.
I thought it was free. I thought it was a web browser game.
So I've watched. There's guys on TikTok that do this. Like,
Yeah, dude,
this
they're like
competitive-
savants. They're
and
like
yeah, it's like
fucking-
I could tell by
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, we've played it.
I played. Yeah.
You played it?
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't know, dude. There's this guy who can, from one picture, doesn't have to walk around, look at the dirt, and like, oh, this color of this dirt, and this guy, we're in fucking Brisbane, Australia, and he'll be
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, the road
He's like
signs
the
are
Rain
or-
Man
or,
or
the
fucking-
power poles. Which I mean, power poles are different up here
Road
than they are in
signs.
Alabama. In Alabama, they're just
Languages.
literally
I
trees.
got really into it for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm like super interested in watching it. I haven't tried to play it. I thought it was free. I didn't know you had to pay.
I have
for
a free version.
Yeah.
Well, he's special.
What's it called
it.
again?
It's like
GeoGuessr.
RedTube for fucking
maybe.
GeoGuessr with no E.
Not
GeoCacher.
Right.
At very least, there's a free version.
Yeah. So the
But
free
I feel like
version,
at least a US one would be interesting to play because, you know, we at least
the
know
free
what
version was like you would only get 10 games a month or something
Oh,
like that.
no, that's really little.
So like,
If you're into it, you'd be playing 10 games
well,
a
and
day.
like when you're first starting, you're like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, and then 10 games is over.
Yeah, it means basically going around in Google Maps and then guessing where you are.
Guesser spelled weird.
With
No
R,
E.
no E.
Okay.
Guess R.
Fucking hate that shit. By the way, real quick, I went to a restaurant, which is apparently what I find out is there's a lot of regional restaurant chains out there. And the name of it, this is Chicago, so I guess they can get away with it. But it was Brewskis with a Z at the end.
Nice. See?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm,
Oh, that was an awful name.
I'm interested in playing this game, so I have a lot of free.
Well, I'm
free time
installing it right now. Damn it!
Right now. I feel like you wouldn't, because you travel so much. I feel like you'd be pretty good at this game because you just on Google Maps, you get to walk around and then guess where you are. And when how close you are within where you guessed is like how many points you get. And you can play versus online or like in a group setting against other people.
Yeah, I just downloaded it and logged in, so I'll take.
And like like you get a certain amount of miles.
Mm-hmm.
So like the farther you're away from your goal, like you lose miles, and then
Bobby's gonna be like, that's Dundalk.
The closest I ever got was 1 meter.
Really?
whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy when you see the picture.
Oh, okay. Is that like your house?
It was
what the fuck?
it was New York City,
Okay.
Oh,
so you
okay.
could literally see
See the streets
the street
number.
intersections be like right here.
That's cool.
And lastly, I've been I started watching him a little while back, but I've been watching more and more of him. We talked about TED Talk comedians.
I feel like it's been a while, but yeah.
Like the comedians who like because you complain about like you don't want to be talked to, you want the laughs.
yes,
that kind of comedian,
Like,
TED Talk
yes,
type of comedian.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and he so this guy Josh Johnson, he's blowing up.
Let me see if I can find him.
But I'm quite enjoying his stuff.
takes.
This is why we need somebody in the corner, and we need a TV screen so they can pull up whatever the fuck we're going to look at.
So I find his stuff.
I can provide the TV.
He is a good mix of TED Talk and funny.
What was his
Right?
name again?
Josh
Johnson. And I like the fact that there's tons of material because like I'm used to traditional comics having one special a year wherever the fuck, but he just uploads his stuff for free on YouTube like every week.
Oh, he's on the Today Show. Or
I
Today.
didn't
He's on
even
the
realize.
Show.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. I just saw a clip of him and then I started watching his stuff. But like, it's also positive that like it's the same views I have on a lot of things about things are bad, people are bad, but he puts it in the way of like how can things be better instead of just shitting on things that are bad. He's like,
Okay,
yeah, these.
he did Catfish and the KKK. I've seen that. I've never watched it. It's popped up on my feed, and I'm sure it'll be there when I get home because I'm talking.
He just had one on the trade wars yesterday. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. But like, yeah, if you enjoy TED Talk type comedians, he's good.
I do not.
I know. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, he has things ranging
talking
from
to you, Bobby.
Oh, I thought.
ranging from full like hour sets to 15-minute stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I do find him funny. So I mean, if you want to give it a 5-minute listen,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
And it's refreshing because to me, for that, like, it's like South Park or Daily Show where like he's talking about something new. There's new and different material all the time. Not like
Right.
the same
It's
material
topical.
over and over again for a year, do
Yeah,
a special, and then start over.
And then it kind of like becomes a time capsule.
Yep. Yeah. So, and so that's it.
Okay. I don't have a whole lot.
Well, thank God.
Yeah. No kidding. So, Pottery Barn.
Let's talk. I have.
What
I have
furniture are you
opinions.
getting now?
I have opinions of Pottery Barn, but go
So
ahead.
you know remember my issue with Pottery Barn in the office. So I bought 8 stools from Pottery Barn.
Like pieces of shit.
Bro, I had to give a
No.
stool sample in the hospital.
To
That was
be
awkward.
fair, no. But they arrived yesterday, a month and a half earlier than expected. To be fair,
Supply chain logistics, man, it's crippling everything from the transportation and
Well, this was a good
construction
thing.
industry.
like because it was a month and a half.
Bobby's stools.
Yeah, my stool. They made it. Anyway, wrong color.
No.
So like they came in
like
Completely
Completely
wrong
wrong?
color or different than what you thought it would be.
so they
slightly
came
off tone.
So they came in and they brought-
Slate and,
So
whatever.
they came in and brought it and they sat it down and they were like, and I was like, that looks gray to me. And they were like, and I'm not going to do the accent because people will take it the wrong way, but they were like, no, that's, I don't know. I think that's,
No.
no.
Oh, it's supposed to be blue? Mm-hmm. Like,
So I was like,
that's going to look good in there.
so I had a blue sweatshirt on. Mm-hmm. So I laid my sweatshirt on top of the stool and I was like, does that look right to you? And he was like, he was looking at it with like a confused face, but his boy started laughing.
You know.
Because he was trying so hard to sell it.
You know, but anyway, so I don't know. Turns out the actual, like I haven't looked into this fully yet because I haven't really mentally prepared myself for it. But I think that the name of the color has stayed the same and the actual template has changed.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
sucks.
that's yeah.
So you should be able to find. Did they take them back?
They took them back.
Okay, I was going to say somewhere on there is a
They've
part.
got another month and a half to get them. That's right.
yeah.
It's just a tease.
So, but I don't know if they even have the blue. So I don't know. It'll be a whole thing. I'll keep you guys updated. Watching The Pit, it is great. Those little moments that are taking me out of it do suck, and they are unfortunate. But overall, it is great. It is the only show that I have binged in years. I couldn't tell you the last one.
Is that many episodes out? I thought it was a new show.
It is, but it is, but it's also done.
Oh.
Yeah, like
So it's like a miniseries.
Yeah, no, it's 15 episodes, and
It's
all
15?
I think so.
Holy shit! I
And
figured it was 8.
And it all takes place. Every show is an hour, and the show, like the first episode is 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Second episode is
We watched this. It's called the 24.
is 8
Yeah, I
a.m.
was just thinking that.
to 9 a.m. and it's all this one dude shift in this ER.
Okay, see, I didn't know what the setup was. That is interesting.
And it's in Pittsburgh, and I actually did some googling about
Pittsburgh.
it. And yeah, so anyway, Pittsburgh's got some pretty fucked up ERs apparently.
Pittsburgh.
Did you know the show ER is suing the show The Pit?
Oh, they're suing them? I did not know that.
Yeah.
So is it because of the same guys playing a doctor and they don't?
It's like
Wait, well, you mean
copyright
I'm
issue.
assuming, is ER
really?
still come on, or is it the
I
production
don't
company?
know.
for
I just
ER?
know they're suing.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, I couldn't stop. Like I watched 5 episodes in a row, which for me is huge.
Yeah.
Stayed awake for all of it.
My God,
and-
that's huge. That's
and-
even huger than the
Yeah.
binge.
Wanted to watch a 6th, but knew I had to get up for work the next day.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, I have to stop.
That good.
Yeah.
When I was watching season 3 of White Lotus, like I was 4 or 5 behind, and I watched it all. And
I only say this
one lick, really. Yeah.
every once in a while to listeners. This is one of them. It's one of them.
I'll check it out.
I'll put it on my list.
Give me a lot.
After Elementary.
Sleep Token, The Pit. What else?
yeah. So I'm watching Gemstones. It's fucking great. Also, continues to be fucking great. I'm worried that they'll ruin it because it ended so well season 3, but so far so fucking good. And then I think that's it. Let me double check. Yeah, and then Farrell and I actually watched Snatch. I have this kind of mental health thing going on with me right now, but I'll save that. Yeah, I'll tell you, I've got something brewing, and I'm going to try to exercise it before it gets out of hand. But I can feel it, and it's an interesting dynamic for me because, all right, I like being around large groups of people.
Yes.
I get a lot of energy out of it. Like it like refills my batteries. Loneliness is like it's like not good for me. That being said, I think one of the reasons why I like to be in large groups of people is because I tend to be well loved and appreciated in large groups of people. When I walk into the room, people are usually happy to see me. there's an Achilles heel to that where if somebody says something to me, and it's not, I guess I'm sensitive, but it's not that I'm sensitive about the person saying it. Like I don't get mad at them or whatever. But if I feel like they might hate me in a way that I hate myself, it fucks with me. And they don't hate me, but they're just picking out this thing that to me I hate about myself.
They got lucky finding the
like one of these things.
nerve.
Yeah, and they're just saying it like
So
they're not even. They might not even be saying it as a joke. They might even be saying like, well, yeah, well, Bobby likes to eat celery sticks every day.
I mean, you can
and
just say it, Bobby. It's your ejaculate.
Yeah, my ejaculate. And it's like fuck, like that's something I actually do hate about myself, and they see it. Mm-hmm. And
But
then
it was not really that.
and they don't hate it. They don't care.
Yeah.
But they just happen to stumble upon it.
Nobody ever gets one of my procrastination and gives me a hard time about it because that's my Achilles heel.
So anyway, I've been like nicked and ricocheted by a few of them recently.
Oh.
And it's had an impact on me. So I'll be fine. Don't you worry about me.
Well,
Don't
the
send me,
gathering coming up in a couple weeks.
don't send me any likes and shares or thoughts and prayers posts. I'm doing just
Don't call it the gathering. That's something very, 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 very well. I don't
There's
know.
multiple things.
If
It can be Magic the Gathering, Gathering with the Juggalo.
the Magic the Gathering and Juggalo. So everybody, bring your notebooks and your face paint. Mm-hmm.
Hey.
And we'll be offering face paint in the back.
I mean, if people bring their commander decks, I'm open to play at
You hear that, nerds?
real quick, let's try to run through these notes real quick.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Speaking of ejaculate,
Yes.
I want to talk about my current ejaculate.
Are you
Since
ejaculating?
surgery. I am.
Oh, I didn't know you had gotten back in the
Hey,
game.
By the
Okay.
way, you have his attention.
Okay, how many spurts do you guys usually have? It's not one.
Ropes.
No, it's
Yeah,
like
definitely not.
I usually mine is like about 3. It's like spurt, and then it's like your last piss. You piss, and then there's
Yeah, I
more.
would say 3. I would say
3 is my norm. It's the normal.
3 is probably
The first is
normal.
being the strongest.
Oh
you know?
my, yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
the,
then
the
spurt,
second
and
two
then-
are just like don't even bother looking.
3 to 5.
Don't even
yes.
don't even get out of bed.
5 is a good day. 5 is a good day.
Yeah, but my first one isn't normally the most powerful.
Guess I'm gonna have to open a new notes page.
Same. Well, no, my first one is the most powerful.
Mine's not normally.
Wow. So you have to get a warm up to the second.
It's normally the second.
Okay. And Mr. Pinkerton, how many spurts you usually have?
I was just saying I need to open a new notes page for this, but I'm gonna say
This is men's health. Our podcast is gonna be men's health.
three, probably some
Yeah.
3 to 5, depending on
Yeah, I would say 4 is probably mine.
if it's
That's good.
depending on the motivation I have at the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Well,
say
there's a lot of volume. We've already discussed this.
Yes, mine too, and good distance.
no
Mine is good
distance
distance.
on
No, just a lot of
mine's all bad. My first is like you just crack that soda can, and then the second and third are just. I mean, they're not even worth mentioning.
The bubbles that come out.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
like
bubbles! You have bubbles.
the
I have
bubbles
no.
of the
It's like I want to choke her and say, "No, look, there's more. Just look. Wait, hold on."
So
Bobby's in there flicking it at him.
so what's the
So mine is
verdict?
usually a big spurt and then a medium and a little spurt, right? But since my surgery, I'm having a big spurt, a medium spurt, no power on the last one. It
dribbles?
just dribbles out.
Oh, so I have no power on the second or third.
I'm not used to yours. Just dribble the fuck out,
Second
Like-
and
like
third.
piss?
Second, I mean not piss. It's more
but
like
it just comes out.
it's more like one of the old like oozes from a Ninja Turtle. Like
It's like one of those really drunk guys who're just like,
ultimately we are
a little dehydrated drunk guy.
we're talking about prostate health. Ultimately,
Yeah, I'm concerned. I hope that's not because it's also affecting my piss. So, usually, like I said, you have the main piss, and then you have sometimes a mini second, and maybe even a third piss.
yes.
So I'm having my main piss now, right? I'm not able to control my second piss. So I think I'm done. I go to put my dick away, and then the last piss comes out. And I just fucking wet my pants. Basically, not a lot, but it's maybe like half a shot.
That I don't get.
Half a shot.
An uncomfortable amount, right? Where you're going to go
Yeah.
change.
So now I just do the thing where I just sit there till the rest of it just falls the fuck out. And I'm hoping that it's not a permanent thing because I don't like it.
Just wrap your dick up in some paper towels.
Yeah, Joey, I will tell you, as I've gotten older,
Nice piss sock.
as I've gotten older, pissing is something that it just takes longer, and I do it more often.
It's never been a problem with me.
Well, you're getting old,
I've
bro.
never had things dribble on my dick in my life.
Well, I mean, I'd assume that
You've been through some trauma
you
down
just
there.
had some
so.
trauma in that region that.
yeah, I mean,
And also,
gotten better.
not working out is probably because I
Yeah.
mean there are muscles involved.
Not only that, your body's probably like, what is happening? We're not doing anything.
Because you got, I don't know, how do you explain? How do you guys, you are men, when you get your last spurt of cum or your last piss out, you kind of like squeeze your taint muscle a little bit. You like
Tighten up.
You tighten up.
Yeah,
down
and
there.
you probably don't have that muscle right
I'm
now.
not able
It's
to do that.
atrophy.
Oh,
Like,
That's
that
what
might
it
be,
is.
That might be the problem.
I think that I was just trying to figure out how to say
It's
that,
like the
but
taint muscle.
tightening your taint. Yeah,
you tighten your taint and you
I
push
gotta- I'm
everything
gonna pay
out.
attention.
It's a
Yeah,
Kegel.
pay
It's
attention.
basically like a Kegel, right? For
Yeah,
dudes.
because you're actively pushing it
Maybe
out.
I should say super tight taints. today.
Pelvic floor.
Well, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit concerned. Not the biggest deal, even if it doesn't fix itself. But it's one of those things where like,
Yeah.
permanent.
have you tried-
You don't want to be called Joey Piss Pants.
Have you tried manually stimulating your prostate?
I have not. What, from my asshole?
Yeah.
Or, no, I've not. I've done the squeezing the hose, so to speak, to get the last drip
Can't
out.
wait to read the comments on this one. It's
I
fantastic.
mean, men's health.
It is.
Men's health.
Get your prostate checked and get your.
I like to
get
me
a hose-
men's health month is every month.
And hey, if you have the option between mailing your poop for them to look at it and then putting a hose up your ass, get the hose.
Bro,
'cause it's not that bad, and then you're not pooping in a box and mailing it to somebody.
They put a little fucking.
I think I would do that for fun.
They put a little plastic like Tupperware in my fucking toilet bowl for me to shit into.
Oh, I'm very familiar with the hat.
The hat, yes, that's what they call it. The hat.
Every time I go visit Charlie, the hat's
Do you know how hard it is to fucking shit in the hat and not piss into it when you have after ball surgery?
I would imagine that's challenging.
It was
Just say,
extremely rough.
Here's some soup. You can figure it out.
Did you guys watch the trailer to Primitive War?
I did, and I have a strong comment about it.
What is it?
As you guys know, I'm proudly from
Alabama!
and Jeremy Piven's Southern accent is so culturally appropriating because it's fucking awful.
Okay.
I don't know if you caught that. He was.
I did
haven't-
not.
Speaking of which, I haven't seen Jeremy Piven do anything in a long time, and like this is
don't
where
even-
you landed,
Sense
bro?
Entourage, right?
Not really.
What was the reference? I missed it.
the
Primitive War.
Primitive War,
The
dinosaur war movie.
Yeah, I didn't watch the.
Wait, you're good.
too busy.
You're
I'm,
good.
I'm it's a pass for me.
I mean, I honestly thought it was just going to be a good old school war movie. I'm like, oh, we hadn't had one of these in a while, right? When we haven't,
Right. No, I don't think this looks good at all.
Yeah, right. No.
But
But Phil can tell you for sure when it comes out.
yes, for sure. But
He'll give us a review too.
that. But I am here for more movies where dinosaurs and humans exist in the same space that is not Jurassic Park.
But
I can
okay.
see that.
So like King Kong Island or
Okay.
fucking Jurassic Park, but then some others.
Primal Rage the movie.
Primal Rage the movie. Some other. I'm just down to be in a space where that exists. That's not Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic Park is kind of played out.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that? A Romanian in Romania, a guy was digging a well and he found what appears to be it looks like a dragon skull. I don't know what the hell it really is, but
But speaking of
there be
dinosaurs,
dragons.
there's another trailer that I sent of Walking with Dinosaurs, modern Walking with Dinosaurs. Phil obviously included that, but
Everybody walk.
I loved Walking with Dinosaurs back in the day. But here's my hot take on this. I'm sure it'll be fine. It doesn't look like, so that movie was done, or that show, whatever was done, and it was like kind of cutting edge for
Yeah.
its time.
Yeah.
It looks like they were like, we got it, boys. And they're like, do you want to kind of keep this up, keep the technology up, kind of keep our skills up? And like, no, we nailed this.
No, we're talking PS4. That's all we need.
We got this shit in the
PS4.
bag. You know, and that was like 20 years ago. And then now we're on this one, and they were like, just break up. Hold on one second. Blew the dust off their machine and was like, just bring this motherfucker out and let's kiss some dinosaurs. The shit looks the same. Like, they don't look great now. They look fine then because they're like, look, they're interacting with life. It's like water was splashing around when they were
But, I
moving.
mean, seeing that kind of stuff is just so common now. Though.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
it's almost like,
but the dinosaurs don't look great now.
yeah, it makes you wonder, man. I mean, honestly, it's targeted towards children, and kids don't give a shit.
Yeah. Toxic Avenger trailer.
Jesus Christ, why do you?
Why?
Keep I watched it. I paid $8 to watch it.
I
actually.
did.
I turned in my. No, I bought it Wi-Fi on the plane so I could watch these trailers.
Yeah, you shouldn't
I
have.
got to send you my invoice.
Yeah, please do.
There's gonna be
Who is
a
this
lot
for?
of convenience charges.
Who is this for? Other than Phil?
So I think it's for like.
No, there's a pocket of people who love that trauma stuff.
Well, there's also a pocket of people that love like the silly nerd shit. You know, like I don't know how to describe
Was he
it.
always short?
It's like,
in
I wish
the
there was a
old-
crossover where Ultra Magnus sat on a popsicle that Wolverine had put in the, like, I don't know how to describe it, but there's
Hey,
this
give 'em time,
pocket
they'll
of
make the toy
nerd
of
people
it.
that like that type of shit.
Okay, it sounds niche.
Yeah.
I know there's a pocket. So like, is that the target audience? Is that the
I think so.
demographics? How much money are they spending on for this?
I'm guessing it's going to be low budget because
Okay.
they have
It
tended to
seems-
be throughout
yeah, okay.
time.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna say, I
trauma
hope
is-
they make the money back.
That's kind of the gimmick, right?
And then the last one was the Star Wars shorts, Tales of the Underworld.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yes,
That looks
seems okay.
fantastic.
Seems okay.
What do you think about your girl having a little comb over?
I like her bald. Yeah, I like her bald.
It's fair enough.
You know, there's very few women that can pull the bald look off, but she was one of them. And that's all I got. So we do have some questions. I do want to say that I liked the Empire, Tales of the Jedi.
Yes, I like that one.
And I haven't watched the Tales of the Empire one, but I want to.
Is that the one that's got the Dooku story in it?
So that's Tales of the Jedi.
Oh, okay.
That holds the whole
Remind me
thing
what
up. The Dooku story
I don't remember
really.
what's in it. I watched it, but I mean, honestly, I binged it because they're like 15 minutes. Just
Yeah, so I
it's
never
two
watched
stories.
the other one. Like
It was good. I don't remember exactly what it was about, but I remember enjoying it.
That's part of it. Yeah.
I mean,
That's part of
there's,
it.
there's a lot of
Speaks
content.
volumes.
But that Andor, though, just waiting on that.
Yeah, it's coming soon, 22nd, April 22nd.
Yeah. Next week.
All right, so here's an email, and it starts off with, I'm drunk as fuck.
Who's this from?
Morgan from California.
Hey, if anybody outside of Morgan and today's participants wants to send us.
Oh, thank you for mentioning that.
Sorry, Farrell. I stepped on you.
You can
yeah,
email
yeah.
us
I
at
bet- I'll practice.
nerdrageradiomail@gmail.com.
I resorted to my old ways.
Yeah, I'm out of practice.
He said, I'm not looking forward to Fans Toys Bandit.
Can you remind the audience what the fuck that is?
Dead End. Fans Toys Dead End, their last Sonicon. He said, I have the set, but the Fans Toys that made Motormaster doesn't exist anymore. I'm torn between selling some incredibly good looking and well engineered figures or accepting a poorly thought out combiner. Either way, I lose. Love you, NRR. Shout out to Spellcheck.
All right. And who was that?
yeah.
I love that. That's your drunken thought. Perfect.
That was Morgan from California, drunk as fuck. Okay, Billings wrote in, and
Yo.
he got his fingers ready to type. He said, "Boys, politics aside, with all of the tariff shit happening in the world, China,
I'm gonna come.
who are petty as fuck, and I'm here for the show, have begun posting videos of various name brand clothing companies like Birkin,
I'm glad he brought this up.
Gucci, he said Amiri, and then he said Bobby when he sent the eyes to it, to name a few of how they're mostly made in China and not their supposed countries of origin.
Yep.
Not to say they aren't crafted with fine materials. The videos do clarify that China does use premium leathers, buckles, chains, cottons, etc., but they're all manufactured in China and they're shipped to the origin company that they are from to then sew the final name brand labeled tag onto the product before shipping out to retailers and customers. They also go into pricing. How a $1,600 Birkin bag costs roughly $60 in materials and labor to make. This has caused quite a hubbub online and started to shake people's perceptions of brands as status symbols and their view on quality-made items.
Why?
How does
Who's not
that...
paying attention?
Yeah, how do you not realize this?
I agree. How does that make each of you feel? And Bobby in particular, does that make you feel duped? Knowing how much money you've spent on name brand clothing and shoes, only to now know that they're made in the same factory floor right next to the Kirkland brand shirts. So I never buy anything. Let me make sure. Okay, that's not entirely fair. I have never bought anything that I didn't like because it has a name brand on it.
Yeah, I mean, you
That's
get
fair.
to put the value on it.
Yes.
Right. So like they sell it for whatever they want to sell it for,
Yeah.
and you deciding to buy it is you agreeing with the value.
Yep,
Yeah.
voting with the wallet.
I know that the cotton that made my sweatpants wasn't grown on Venus. I know it's
Probably it's too hot on Venus to grow. I mean, that's
is
Russian
it?
territory.
I get-
Yeah,
I
it's
get-
400 degrees, just like Juvenile said.
It got acid rain too, so
Yeah.
yeah. So it wouldn't be a good place.
And the,
to
and the only probe ever landed on Venus was a Russian probe in the early 80s, and they claimed.
well, that was that one in the
no.
Expanse where it all fell up, got taken apart.
No, you're both wrong. The band Europe had a song called "The Final Countdown," and they started
more
off.
Venus.
We're headed to Venus.
I've actually I've never listened to the actual words of the chorus. I'm so excited about hearing that Bryan
I
Danielson
think
song.
their mission was not successful. They were heading there, but I don't think it worked out.
But
with
honestly, Joey, I believe it was a metaphor.
But Russia claims ownership because they're the only people who's ever landed anything.
Anyway, yeah. So I've never thought that like whatever I'm buying when I buy name brand stuff, regardless of what the name brand is, that I'm buying it for half the cost. You know,
And look, here's the deal.
imagine that it's fucking.
In my hand, I'm holding something that I could only imagine how many Bic lighters are sold every year.
Yep.
And what are these? They used to be $1. They're probably $2 now, right? How much do you think they make these for 12 cents?
Yeah.
So at scale, that's not any different.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, yeah, exposing them. And I'm not even, I think that may just be people selling knockoffs. And
So there's that too.
I mean, and you can say what you want about it. There's people doing I watched a video of one of the sneaker YouTubers I watch had done a video about this exactly thing and was breaking it down. And he came to the conclusion that it's just, I haven't ever seen anybody that's gotten anything from, this. There's a bunch of joke videos about, they're playing some Chinese music and saying, oh, my $5 Jordans came in. But I think I haven't seen anybody say, hey, these are the ones I got from
Right. And I also
from
like
this China direct manufacturer or whatever.
like the anything that I've ever been like I like this and it's a name brand thing. Like I go and try it on, and then if it's worth it to me, then I buy it. And if it's not worth it to me, then I put it back on the rack. And it's to me, it's no different for me, and everybody's different. But like, if these sweatpants that I have on right now are the most comfortable sweatpants I've ever bought in my life. I wish I could just live in them. I wish I could live in them every day for the rest of my life. I would be like you. I would be a monochromatic fucking outfit wearer if I could just wear these sweatpants for the rest of my natural life.
That's how I feel about tank tops and shorts. I'm very comfortable.
And they were expensive. They were expensive, but I'm getting. So they were. I don't even remember. I want to say they were. I want to say they were over $500. Okay. However, I've gotten. Okay, I'll give myself one. However, I have gotten more use and enjoyment out of my $500 sweatpants than I have over multiple things in here that have cost thousands of dollars on the shelf.
And the crazy thing about it is you spent $500 on sweatpants, and I'm sure you thought that over for a period of time before you did it. But here I am at lunch deciding if I want to fucking, spend the extra $2 to add bacon to my sandwich or like, oh, I'm going to buy
a $1 app.
I'm going to buy the yeah, like that's the killer. I'm like, oh, I can keep playing this game for $3.
Guac is extra, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, like it's like I'll do shit like that all the time. Where I'll be like, I'm not buying that $1 app. What am I, fucking made of money? Like it because at the end of the day, when the rubber meets the road at 7 p.m. after supper, et cetera, everything that you buy is about whether or not it's worth it to you.
Yeah.
And people have different. For myself, I've always scoffed at the idea of brand name things and how much they cost. But that's what people like. Some people buy things for the brand, even if they don't think it's comfortable or look good. They'll buy it because it's a status symbol of it. I mean,
Joey,
I
break it down to
laugh
what
at that,
you do
but
buy,
like it is
though.
what they want.
Like, but look at what you buy premium.
Buy very expensive stuff.
You could I know you just dropped a Toyota Corolla on statues, right?
Yep.
There's cheaper versions of those out there. I'm sure there's
buy a 3D
some other
one
quality.
or, buy a knockoff.
But you're willing to pay the premium because
It's worth it to you.
Yep.
it's worth it to you, and it's all about personal choice.
Yeah.
Right.
And I know, especially nowadays, back in the day, it's different. Back in the day, in the 90s, 2000s, buying like statues and stuff is real handcrafted work.
Sure.
Pulling molds, pouring molds. Now it's all mostly probably 3D printed and then hand finished.
Yeah.
Like it's cost them probably a lot less nowadays to make these things than back in the day, but it costs them.
But the market dictates
and
the value.
And I never buy anything. I never buy anything under two premises. I never buy anything for one if I'm to make sure that I'm not like that. The cost of making it is significant enough to the cost that it's costing me. I never consider that with my purchases.
No, I don't either.
Like I never look at my Hot Toys and I'm like, it's $300, but did it cost $20 to make?
Yeah,
Because if it did, I'm not interested. You know, I don't think about things that way. And the other thing I never consider is I never buy anything with the purpose of selling it later.
Yes, so
Those are the two things that I just don't consider with my purchases. If I want it, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, I think we were talking about on
and
500 about
and honestly, we're blessed to be in that position. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're all to an extent that way.
Yes. However, even when I wasn't, this is not a judgment on anybody else. It's just how I've lived my life. Like, I do think that like there's things that I do purchase wise that come from me being poor at a certain point in my life.
$500 sweatpants.
Yeah, you know, but also when I was a kid, and even before I could work, you know, before you get like, if I wanted something, I was gonna grind and get it. I'd fucking shovel snow. I'd fucking I'd make drawings and try to sell drawings. I'd make mixtapes and try to sell mixtapes. I would do whatever I had to do to get the money that, like, I've always treated money as just a tool to acquire the things that I want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way.
I don't have any kind of attachment to money, you know.
like on 500 we were talking with Chris Mall about that. He was like, this is all gonna be just junk and garbage at the end. I was like, him and I think a lot of people look at big purchases as an investment, and I think that's a mistake. If you end up being able to get some money out of it, if you don't want it anymore, it's a bonus. Don't buy it in, unless you're like a fucking flipper, then I'm not talking to you.
Right.
Like, don't buy it thinking about the fucking resale value.
Dude, I buy every HasLab for that very reason, because I know I can make a couple $100 on it. Although I'm sitting on a ghost.
But you're looking
Yes,
at it differently.
that's
But
different. You're buying for
flipping it, but-
business.
yeah,
Right,
exactly.
I'm not buying- yeah.
But if you're thinking about there's something you like and you want to buy and you're hesitant because you can't resell it, then like that shouldn't come into your decision making if you like something.
I think a lot of people.
Everything is garbage to somebody.
It is.
Everything is garbage at the end of the day, and you can't take any of it with you.
You're right.
And I also like, I kind of view a lot of like my clothes and stuff like that as a collection in and of itself. Like, I'm acquiring these pieces. Like, and I have them like, it sounds stupid, but I have them professionally cleaned. I don't just throw them in the fucking washer and dryer. And it's also like I'm wearing the sweatpants I'm wearing, but I got fucking Costco socks on and a $20 hoodie. You know, like, it's not like in a $5 t-shirt.
They call that low fashion.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, it's,
one staple piece and a bunch of nonsense.
but it's like, I'm not wearing what I wear for the overall price tag when I walk out the door to be like, okay, now you're ready to go. You've got $2,000.
No outfit of the day breakdown price.
You know, I'm just wearing what I want to wear, and it.
And I think
some of it happens to be $5
I think that's
socks. Some of it happens to be $500 sweatpants.
I think that's the key to fashion is taking, you know, if you give a shit about any of it, is, you know, having some nice pieces that you frame around with things that you enjoy wearing that may not be a premium brand.
And my personal thing is always, and this isn't even with clothes with me, it's with all of it. 90, I try to make it 100%, but I can't, because I have responsibilities and I have kids, and I got to make sure that I stay the long game and keep health insurance and all the regular shit that human beings need.
Dental.
But everything I do, I try to make it an expression of who I am. You know? So, like, it's important for me to constantly be making sure that every decision that I'm making is some sort of expression of who I am. You know? So, like, sometimes they're $5 socks. Sometimes they're $500 hoodies.
Sometimes they're Brooks Beast
Sometimes they're Brooks Beef.
for years.
Yeah,
years.
Yeah, so that's
years.
so yes, and that's one of the things that actually. So like, and I can get into a conversation about this. Today's probably not the best day, but I started to lose myself for a bit.
I remember talking to you about
The
it.
music,
Yeah.
in the moment,
No,
you want it.
No, I wish
Should
I
never-
had lost myself
never
there.
Let it go. Yo.
But it was
I mean,
mainly to do with my job.
Yeah. That between that and
being a-
having children and
Yep,
not having
yep, for sure,
time to-
You're right about that too. But having kids, you're right. And in my job, I started to get sucked into this cosmos of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make pragmatic decisions. You're supposed to be, you know, function over price tag and all these sorts of things. And then at a certain point, I think largely due to Adam and I's breakup, to be honest, I came back to myself a bit. And I was like, no, I want to wear this type of shit. I want to, like, I've gone without for fucking almost a decade now, maybe a little bit more. So it's to me, it's not about the price tag. It's not about what it costs to be made, and it's not about the resale value. It's just about, does this thing mean something to me? Does it express who I am? And then lastly, is it comfortable and do I think it looks good on me? And
I mean, worth it at the end of the day for everybody is a subjective, personal thing.
Yep. Okay, let me move on. Thanks for the question. That was a good one. Matt H. He writes in and says, "Hey fellas, congratulations on 500 regular episodes. It is most certainly an accomplishment. You deserve all the kudos. What's great is kudos are low calorie. Win for everyone. So my question is this: what are some signs you are dealing with a sociopath? Not a deep personal relationship, but things you see people do out in the world. I have a couple agree or disagree, and what is some of your folks who tailgate? Oh, okay. He's some agree or disagree. Are these people sociopath? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is fun. Folks who tailgate while driving. Can you do that?
I mean, yeah.
Like ride a ad.
Yeah, right. Like you can't see their
that's not
headlights in the rearview mirror.
Oh, so I'm going to say.
I don't think so. No.
I'm going to say no.
No.
I'm going to say no. People who don't return the shopping carts.
No.
No, they're just
It's
lazy.
like, yeah.
I think you're just lazy.
It's just
Selfishness and sociopath have crossovers, but they're not the same thing.
Yeah, agreed. I'm going to say no for a sociopath, but I am going to say fucking worthless human being.
Yes.
The tailgate thing. My question is, what lane are you in?
Yep.
And
If you're in the left lane-
are you going fast enough?
Yeah. If you're being tailgated in the left lane, it's on you.
Yes. Other lanes, it's on the driver.
Yes.
unless,
Yeah.
unless
The
there's people in front of you.
You hear that?
Yes, of course.
You hear that, Chicago?
yeah.
I might want to still move over
people-
so that he can tailgate the next person ahead of me.
Yeah. People who wear pajama pants while out and about.
That's me.
Which is like, it's all kids today, I feel like.
It's me too.
I've worn pajama pants to the store many times.
Yep.
I don't feel like I see you. I feel like when I see you in pajama pants, it's only in the winter.
I don't think
Yeah.
I own
Because he
Well-
doesn't wear pants in the summer.
Well,
Right.
yeah, and
Well,
also
so
I
to
do
speak.
have made an effort, much like yourself, to start wearing normal clothes when I go out. Depending on what, but if I'm just running to the grocery store or gas station, I'm wearing my whatever. And in wintertime, it's pajama
Your
pants.
uniform.
Kiss super fans.
That's for me?
No.
No, I don't
no.
think so.
People who don't use turn signals. No, once again,
No.
selfish.
Yeah.
And not courteous.
Very
discourteous. Yeah. Folks who don't pick up after their dog. Mac,
Yes.
my buddy Mac.
I was going to add that one. If that didn't add the, I was going to add that one.
Yeah, that's closer.
Yeah.
Men who wear Crocs nowhere near any body of water.
Well, that's half the population.
Yeah.
And every
It's normal.
school.
People who tie sweaters around their neck.
No.
That's just a fashion choice.
He said, as a side, if Joey and Farrell are interested in making the spell table a reality at the upcoming event, I will gladly pick a EDH deck or two.
Bring
a deck.
If you're into brackets, bring a bracket 2 and a 3.
And if you've got
you're
an
into
extra deck, bring one for me.
I have plenty of extra.
And if
decks.
you've got one of those Yu-Gi-Oh things that holds the cards on your arm like a shield,
oh, bro,
I'll play with that. So I did want to, speaking of the sociopath, I just saw this video today, like 10 rarest human traits. And number 10 was actually me. It was 1 in 13 people are left-handed. I'm left-handed. So, and yeah, let me tell you, it really, the world's made for me. Let me tell you.
Hey, watch this.
Ambidextrous Farrell over there.
Yeah.
With my left hand.
Let me say, I am left dominant, but I can write with my right hand. I can throw a ball. I can shoot a basketball with my right hand, but my left hand's my dominant hand.
I jerk with my left.
So
That's
to
about the
speak.
only thing I don't.
Switch, yeah, switch
What,
hitter.
I think for me, sociopath, people who treats fucking service industry people like shit.
Yeah. Oh, but
they're-
sociopath's 1 in 113.
It's not that little.
That can be
It's a
considered
lot.
a sociopath.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty high percentage, all things considered.
I feel like I see them a lot. At work.
He said, also, can we get a shout out to Charlie? I felt terrible hearing about his health issues. I have a soft spot for that kid, and he gave me a random hug unasked for.
He's
It
a
took
great
me
kid.
by surprise, as I'm not really a person who people randomly hug. And I hope his good health continues and wish him all good will.
Yeah, he's just quick update. He got his infusion and he's his normal charming self and isn't
Lovely.
pooping blood at the moment, so that's the win, right?
Lovely.
How do you frame success? My kid's not pooping blood. That's
I haven't had a solid poop yet. 4.5 is the highest on the scale I've gotten.
from the chart.
From the chart, yeah, I want to get to at least a 4, which is
Yeah.
like semi-solid.
Well, I'm glad you have goals.
4.5 is so far.
Fiber.
I'm normally around a 3.
No, 3 is good. 3 is solid. 8 is complete liquid
So a 7 then.
all the time.
Beer.
That was so abnormal. It was 7 all the time for me while I was at the hospital.
hey,
I didn't like
I
it.
joke all the time and say I haven't had a solid bowel movement since Bush was in the office.
Speaking
That's wild. to me.
speaking of beer,
That is so fucking
I
crazy.
drank 4 beers in one night while I was out
Why never with me?
because I wasn't driving and didn't have to go home
So last question
or pay for it.
from Paul C. Who are they to you? Who are they to you? Question. Here's a follow up to a question I first posted almost 4 years ago. In talking to Pinkerton this week, we thought it would be a fun revisit. It's a long question, but it'll go quick. Who are the following people to you? All of the people on this list are very famous for a lot of different things. Who are they to you? When you see a commercial for their next project, where does your mind immediately go and where you see them? Or if you were to mention these names to someone and they said, who? I don't think I know them. This is your sure you do. They're blank.
Oh, like everybody we described to Bobby.
And he still draws a blank anyway.
Yeah, sometimes I just nod to y'all.
Sometimes he just says,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Anyway.
yeah, I love that.
Jared Little better than me on this fucking list. I tell you what.
No wrong answers here. In fact, it'll be a lot of fun to see how they differ between each of you. Please answer with how you actually know them in your head, using Mark Wahlberg as an example. To many, he may be the guy from the end of Departed or the guy with the fake dick in Boogie Nights. To me, he will always be Marky Mark.
Yep.
I do this with a lot of different groups of people in my life, my nephews, my wife's family, my colleagues, etc. It's always fun. I have a feeling that Bobby might not know all of the people on the list by name, and this exercise will actually happen naturally. That's good. And he's been mentioned. Already. We'll start with Mark Wahlberg. Marky Mark.
Marky
Mark.
Marky Mark.
No.
What is it?
No, it's
that other thing you can't remember. There's a long list here, so get on with it.
yeah, from movies, not
From
Oh, okay. Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man now.
yeah, Iron Man.
Ally McBeal.
I forgot he was on there.
So
That was his comeback.
before Iron Man for me, it would have been a movie called In Dreams, which is pretty fucked up. It's like a thriller, psychological thriller. It doesn't get a lot of fanfare, but it's fucked up. Julia Louis-Dreyfus,
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston, Breaking Bad.
Malcolm in the Middle. It's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yep, that's fair.
But it's the same story.
No wrong answers here. They said,
right.
guys.
And we're just shitting on you. No, Bobby.
Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop.
Nutty Professor.
Red Jacket.
Really?
stand up.
Yeah,
Red Jacket. Actually,
Red Jacket
I
stand-up.
take it back. It's Norbit.
Of course I'm wearing bottoms. You love saying that. Leonardo DiCaprio, Growing Pains.
Titanic.
Departed.
Yeah, so it's either Titanic or Romeo and Juliet.
Actually, oh god, he's done so much good stuff.
Tom Hanks. Big.
Wow.
Wow.
For me, it's Saving Private Ryan.
Oh.
And Woody from Toy Story.
No Forrest Gump. Wow.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Damon.
So is Team America World Police?
Yeah, that sucks. That's unfortunate for him.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
The Ocean's movies.
Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura.
The Mask.
Smokey.
I think Ace Ventura.
Probably, yeah. I'd just say Ace Ventura.
Vin Diesel. So for me,
Dom
it's,
Toretto.
it's,
So there's two for me on this one.
it's Boiler Room for me,
So there's a way I want to remember him.
which is Boiler Room,
Boiler Room. And then there's a way that I do remember him,
which is Fast and the Furious.
which is hating the Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Pitch Black
So,
for me.
just so we're clear, we will not be having a group exercise to go to the movies to see Fast.
Probably.
We will not
Ken?
have a family meeting. No.
Well, I think we could count that high.
Okay, but it's an X, so it's fine.
Ben Affleck. So it's Batman for me now.
Reindeer.
I'm jokingly going to say Daredevil, but honestly, the accountant where he plays an autistic guy, because maybe that's just
There's a lot of names here, so we probably want to.
Yeah.
Dogma for me.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay. Brad Pitt, Fight Club.
Fight Club.
7.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts, Pretty Woman.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be the one.
Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. Yeah.
Yep. Didn't know her before that.
George Clooney, Batman.
The Ocean's movies.
ER. Is it ER?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does show a bit of the diversity of their work and the impact, you know?
That's why it's an interesting exercise.
Yeah. Ed Norton, American History X.
Yep.
Easy.
Fight Club.
Yep. Tommy Lee Jones, A Fugitive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Fugitive.
Exactly. It's the first thing that comes to mind.
Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
The slap heard around the world.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock, Miss Congeniality.
Speed.
Being Jesse James's ex-wife.
Yeah, she had so many.
She's also a woman that at one point, I haven't heard in a while, but my wife was often compared to that I never saw.
I never see that. No.
Yeah, but it was a common one. I wouldn't lie about it. Wesley Snipes.
Blade.
Demolition Man.
No, fucking New Jack City for me.
Illuminate.
Antonio Banderas, Interview with the Vampire
Shrek.
No.
for me.
Desperado.
Yep.
Desperado.
Sylvester Stallone,
Rambo.
Rocky.
Rambo.
Rambo. Neil Patrick Harris, Doogie Howser.
Doogie Howser.
Johnny Depp, Scissorhands.
Oh boy.
Pirates.
Johnny Depp. Willy Wonka.
I don't know why. For me,
Although it's not my favorite Willy Wonka, I still enjoyed him in that.
for me, Sleepy Hollow. That's weird. That was the first time in my head.
Cry Baby.
That's good.
Good one. Baltimore.
Helena Bonham Carter.
That's gonna be a.
Fight Club.
So mine's Fight Club too. However, if I had to answer, if I had to say, I would be like, she's the one from all the Tim Burton
Well,
movies.
that's
Yes.
what I was
Yeah,
going to
that's
say.
it.
I remember her from Demon Barber of Fleet Street. What's the name of that movie?
Oh,
That. Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd. Yeah,
Oh god,
that's how she always looks in my head.
couldn't make it through.
Really?
Yeah, turned it off about 15 minutes in. Alan Rickman, I don't know that one.
Oh, Die Hard.
Dogma.
Bad guy Die Hard.
He, also, like he's
The guy who fell in the Die Hard.
He's Snape.
He was in Snape in Harry Potter.
He's
movie?
Dogma. He's the guy who drinks alcohol and spits it out and has no dick.
So it would be Harry Potter then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito, Penguin.
Twins.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia.
This is always sunny.
Yeah. Owen Wilson.
Which one is that one?
Wow.
Yeah, that guy.
What's the one?
Zoolander.
Zoolander,
Wedding
yeah.
Crashers is the one that comes. to mind.
That's a good one. Christian Bale is Batman.
Yeah, Batman.
Empire of the Sun.
Really?
Yeah.
he was just a baby.
No wrong answers. Nick Cannon. So I would say he's the guy that's got all those women pregnant.
I'm gonna say Wild and Out.
I just say Nickelodeon.
He
Is he
wasn't-
Nickelodeon?
No, he wasn't.
Gigolo.
He wasn't Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
What was he? It wasn't his kid show?
Right, that was the song, right? Nick
I
Cannon.
don't think so.
I'm not much of a fan. He was with Mariah Carey for a bit.
Yep.
I would say he dated Mariah Carey for a bit. I would know him. I would know him as,
They were married.
Gigolo.
I think.
From 2003.
so I know him as Mariah Carey's ex-husband.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was him and R. Kelly.
Great company. Hugh Jackman, Wolverine.
Yep.
Yep.
Russell Crowe, Gladiator.
Yep.
Yep.
Vince Vaughn.
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
So many.
Dodgeball. It's
So
Dodgeball.
I'd probably say Dodgeball or something adjacent, but my mind where it goes for me is The Cell.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Christopher Walken. It's,
Angel Gabriel from Prophecy.
yeah, from Prophecy. Mine's King of
Oh,
New York.
fuck.
It's like where my mind instantly goes. But
What's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? Tom Hanks are also in it.
What the fuck?
Catch Me If You Can. He's the dad.
Oh,
in
he's
that.
there?
Frank Abagnale Sr.
King of New York. Like, you guys got fat out there. We were starving on the street. Freddie Prinze Jr.
She's all that.
I would go to. Was he in Clone Wars?
He was in Clone Wars.
He did the voice. No, he did the voice of fucking on Rebels, the Jedi.
Oh, okay. So
Kanan.
So
Yeah,
I
Kanan.
would say Clone Wars and be wrong.
Well, adjacent.
Adam Sandler. I would say Happy Gilmore.
Yep. Happy Gilmore.
Billy Madison.
Uncut Gems.
What's the one? Little Daddy. Or
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
With John Stewart.
But I wipe my own ass.
Yeah.
Canadian beers like moonshine.
It was a sweet movie.
Hippopotamus.
That was actually a sweet movie. I enjoyed it.
Okay, I just had to double check that he's the guy I thought he was. Ryan Gosling. No one's going to say mine.
Blade Runner 2077.
Yep.
I can't even think of a Ryan Gosling movie.
He was Ken and Barbie and Ken.
So
It was the movie
didn't watch
Drive.
Me either.
so
Drive, yes.
So he's in this movie, another single word movie, a single syllable as well, called Stay. That's fucking amazing. It's like in my top 10 movies of all time, and it's in my top 5 greatest movies of all time that nobody's seen. You know, like it used to be True Romance but I've sat down and watched True Romance with so many people at this point.
You
that it's
spread
like,
the word.
yeah.
You spread the good word.
But this movie Stay is fucking amazing.
He's a good actor.
Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool
Yeah, I mean, he's
for me now.
Yeah.
It would have
Before
been
that, it'd probably been
college shit.
Yeah, that's the one I remember.
Van Wilder.
When
Yeah.
Wilder's
Oh,
whatever.
we've had these before.
Tom Cruise.
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
So I would use Top Gun to be pragmatic, but my mind goes to Interview with a Vampire.
Well, actually, let me back up. Tropic Thunder. Les Grossman.
Oscar Isaac, Star Wars.
Yeah, that's what immediately comes to mind.
Harrison Ford, Star Wars.
Indiana Jones.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Jack Black.
Jackal.
I'm going to say Tropic Thunder again.
School of Rock.
There you go.
There's a movie called The Jackal with some guy, and he was like a scientist and he got his arm blown off. It was Bruce Willis and Richard Gere.
Yep. I remember that. It was like a political intrigue thriller
Yep.
kind of deal.
And
I remember the
He was
cover
a
art.
scientist that made a fucking automated gun, and then
didn't realize
Bruce
he was
Willis
in
shot
that.
him.
So I'll tell you where my brain goes, but nobody would ever think of this as to be King Kong.
My favorite thing of Jack Black ever was
I think he's a talentless hack.
Okay.
I want to say that too.
Jack
He's in my talentless hack category.
I watched Saturday Night Live, and the funniest thing I've ever seen from him was it was like right when the pandemic kicked off and everybody started to get on TikTok. He did in a Speedo by his pool in a fountain, did a dance slapping himself on the ground to WAP. And it was
Wings and Pizza?
Oh my God, wings! Well, worship and prayer, Bobby. That's what it was. He was getting down for the Lord.
They do seem religious, which is a life reference.
The thing about Jack Black, I understand where you're coming from, talentless hack. Not a lot of people do physical comedy anymore, and he's willing to do physical comedy.
Carl Urban. I don't know who that is.
He is the main character in
Boys.
The Boys, the guy that talks like
Oh,
this.
okay. Then the
Butcher,
boys.
the Butcher.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
boys.
I'm going to say that. Before then, it would have been Thor.
Doom.
Yeah,
He was in Doom.
Oh
he
God.
was Judge Dredd.
I'm
too.
sorry to hear
He was
that.
Judge Dredd. Yep. He was.
Oh, he's
he was
also in
Chronicle
Lord
Riddick.
of the Rings. He's
He's Ryder Rohan. Yep. He's a lot of
Riders of Rohan.
Riders of Rohan. Mel Gibson. Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Lethal Weapon.
yeah. I guess
Also,
that's
no.
what comes to
Actually,
Braveheart.
Ransom came to mind first.
actually, I heard
Voicemails?
I heard an audio recording of him that was really intriguing.
You might know him from such voicemails.
You might enjoy him harassing Jewish people.
Pedro Pascal, Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian.
Really? Not
no.
through both Game of Thrones for you? Why?
Actually, I might say The Last of Us because that's the image of him I have in my head now. Because
Who the fuck is he in Game of Thrones?
I think it's season 3 or 4. There's some other kingdom,
raped her, you killed her.
kingdom that's like
that him?
he comes over.
He dies. I don't
like
know.
all
I don't watch. I
Middle
didn't watch
Eastern
Game of Thrones,
people.
but even I knew who was in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember him.
Yeah.
He
I
gets
think that
killed
was
pretty
the one
quick.
where gets killed by the mountain.
Oh, okay. Oh, I do remember that.
raped her,
I do
you
remember that.
killed her.
Yeah. He wasn't in it much.
No.
Tom Lennon, is that John's brother?
Oh, Tom
I don't know
Lennon.
who that is.
So Tom
Who is
Lennon
that?
did.
I don't know who that is.
He was on the State. You guys remember the show, The State, MTV late
sketch
90s?
comedy show?
Yep. Tom Lennon has been in all sorts of stuff. I think my favorite cameo, he is in Dark Knight Returns. The scene where he's going to see a doctor about doing base jumping. That he's the doctor. Just a bit part.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's just a bit part. I was like, that's
Oh, Reno
Tom Lennon.
911?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I would say Reno 911.
The short pants guy from.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know. Him. That's why I know him.
New boot goofing.
Yeah, John Cho.
Oh,
Who is he, Joe?
he's in Star Trek. He.
Is he the guy that says all right?
But-
not all right. That's not. That's,
White Castle.
White Castle.
Just yell that
Harold,
word.
is Harold from Harold Kumar?
Harold and Kumar go to
Oh
White
no,
Castle.
I'm thinking about the other
But
guy.
I know him from.
the other Asian guy.
Yeah,
The
but
one
what does
other
he
one.
say? He says like the thing. And he has like, the voice. It's not Glick. It's close.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Oh man.
Are you thinking of the
Racist?
older guy?
Yeah, the Asian dude from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh, Sulu?
Yes, but what did he always say?
George Takei.
No,
George
yes.
Takei, that's-
Well, he had like
He
a
had
little
a line.
catchphrase almost.
He said like Captain.
No.
No.
It's Beam Me Up, Scotty.
No.
No.
Oh my. Something.
Oh,
like
yeah, that was it.
Oh my.
Because he still does it now. He's an old.
Fuck you.
That shit is great.
That's great. That's great.
Now he's an old gay Asian guy that
was gonna say, that's not the phrase.
Works the contours.
I know John Cho from a Chris Rock movie where he came back to life as a white man, old white rich man, and he is a singer in a like Apollo. Chris Rock was a struggling fucking comedian who gets
Did you know that
down to earth? Is that what it's called? I don't remember.
Did you know that John
It's
Cho?
a very wide pool.
I would default to
People-
Harold and Kumar.
Real quick, John Cho said a word that has become vernacular years ago. He was the guy who said, "Dude, Stifler's mom's a MILF."
Yes,
He's the one who
Yes.
coined. Well, he didn't coin that. Whoever wrote that, I
but
guess
he
did.
popularized.
He popularized it.
I'm looking up this person, Wendy Covey or Wendy McLendon. Wendy Mc.
Okay, she's the blonde from the Reno 911, and I'm going to say the Goldberg, so she was the mom of the Goldbergs.
It'd be Reno 911. I know.
Reno
She's,
911. I know everybody
She looks
from
like she's
Reno
lost
911.
weight.
Yeah, she's
She was like that big white girl on Reno 911.
Yeah,
She looks much different.
yeah, and she's probably a lot. How old is she? 50 something.
55.
Yeah,
She
looks
she
good.
aged well.
Looks good.
Let's see who he put Will Smith on there again. Big fan, I guess. Chris Rock. So, mine would be stand up.
Stand up, yeah.
But if I had to go to movies, it would be New Jack City again.
CB4.
Oh, that's a good one.
Big ass biscuit.
Yeah, turn around and eat your big ass biscuit. Your voice sounds familiar. Because he like
Straight out of Low
He worked a
Cash.
gay hotline. And this dude was like, "Man, you work in radio or something? Your voice sounds familiar." Okay, Katie Seagal.
Married Children.
Married. Well, yeah.
Oh, Married with Children.
I'd say Sons of Anarchy is the first thing that comes to mind there now.
Leela from
right, Leela.
from Futurama.
Michael B. Jordan. I would go to Fantastic Four, but I don't really know him from much. I know he was in Creed also.
And probably Black Panther, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
Black Panther's where I'll go to.
Yeah, I would go to Fantastic Four, oddly enough.
Wow.
That's strange.
Just to end up probably a Black Panther to get anybody to know who the fuck I was talking about. Danny McBride, Eastbound Down.
Tropic Thunder again, man.
Yep, Tropic Thunder. The explosive guy.
Chris Pratt, Guardians.
Yep, Guardians.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Joel McHale.
Community.
Community or
Soup.
the Talking
Soup.
Oh,
Dead.
dude, Talk Soup was the shit back in the day.
Or Talking Dead. Was that him?
No, that's a different guy.
Yeah, that's a different guy.
The guy got accused of
Yeah.
rape or something, or sexual harassment,
Talk
something like
Soup
that.
was a really good show.
That was back in the day.
Yep.
Greg Kinnear was good on it, and
Yes.
John Henson was good on
Yeah.
it, and that dude never did it.
I'm not familiar with this person.
Sorry, we had cable.
Yeah.
Well, on E
I had
before they just
internet.
started showing.
I think I was watching that
reruns.
on DirecTV, actually.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm like looking at his like. I
Community
think the
was
only
the-
thing that I've ever
think
seen
you-
that he's in is Ted,
Oh.
Yeah.
and I don't recall him.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I
I don't
really
recall him in
enjoyed
it either.
Community.
I think he ends up playing like the ex-wife's new husband and stuff like that. I've
Yeah.
seen him in several roles like that. I like him as an
He
actor.
plays a good douchebag.
He does.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh gosh.
Face Off.
Con Air.
Face Off.
That
Good.
That's actually an interesting one because I'd be like,
Oh, I know. We're going to steal the Declaration of Independence. National Treasure.
yeah, National Treasure.
I could eat a peach for hours.
Nathan Fillion.
Firefly.
Although I've never seen Firefly.
Oh,
that's-
Captain Hammer is a good one too.
Well, no, Castle.
That's my nickname.
He's been on a show called Castle forever. It's like a procedural thing. I've never watched it, but
He was in Guardians of the Galaxy also.
that's right. He
He was
was.
the head of security guard.
That's right.
With the bug suits.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this guy. I guess he was in Suicide Squad.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't know.
maybe the second one. He was like one of
Yeah.
those people who got destroyed in the beginning. Oh no, he could make his hands float and go out.
Oh, that was
guy.
cool.
Yeah.
Ice Cube, music.
Friday.
If I had to say a movie, it'd be Friday.
Lethal Injection.
what?
Next Friday.
Elijah Wood, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Oh, North, actually. North is what I remember.
Lord of the Rings for me, I guess.
He had to pick new parents, I believe. He was a
Zendaya.
kid.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
So mine would be
Euphoria, I bet. Yeah.
Liam Neeson.
Darkman.
Batman. The first Batman movie.
Star Wars.
Taken.
Taken is a good one.
Mine is
Yeah.
why is mine so old?
I will find you and I will kill you.
Star Wars is mine.
And then I'll do it 2 other times after this.
And then I'll find your friends. And
That's
kill
right.
them too.
Peter Dinklage. I know that name.
That's Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Little guy.
Oh yeah. Don't leave with Game of Thrones. The other bit.
He.
So X-Men for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
is where my brain goes. Lord of the Rings, I think, is a better. Game of Thrones is a better answer.
Well, what's
X-Men is
Thor
wrong.
when he was a giant guy?
Nope,
With
that's not a better answer.
Are you sure?
How many more are there?
One more. Oh no, two more. Seth Rogen is
Green Lantern.
What?
Knocked up.
knocked
Yeah,
up.
knocked up. Yeah.
Knocked up.
What, wasn't he in that? Or am I just...
Which one?
Who?
Was he in Green
No,
Lantern?
he was in the green.
No, that's Ryan Reynolds.
No, it's not the Green Lantern. It's the Green Hornet.
Green Hornet.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Nice,
no,
nice,
not
nice,
far off.
nice. Good pull.
And he said, and we'll end with Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I would say wrestling.
Wrestling.
I mean, me personally, wrestling. I know Bobby's just really trying to avoid the answer to the question for a movie, but no, that's where I think you're.
Yeah, that's
Ballers.
Okay.
yeah. I've heard that that's his best work, but I've never seen it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where else. Is he in Fast Furious?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
one of them.
Okay.
Calvin and Hobbes.
And then there's about 12 disaster movies that are all exactly the same.
Yeah.
Well, he was in a monster movie.
San Andreas, Rampage. Well, they had a marathon of these on the other day. Just TNT is a powerhouse.
So with that, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Shout out to everybody that's sending questions. Shout out to Phil on Twitter and our note. Shout out to Dante on Facebook, who's been back at it. I see, and I love to see it. I'll bloody tell you what. And with that,
Flappy labias.
Moist eyes.
Tasty taint.
tight dick player.
Should I change mine to like stitched nuts from now on?
You might want to.
Take tasty taint.
Strawed nuts.
So we didn't talk about